I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal for how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place, what's good? Party people in the place to be, what's good? It's your man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know where to start. But so let's start with blue tears, orange tears, Florence tears. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start with that. Blue tears, orange tears, orange tears. Let's go. How about that? How about that? Right? How about this? Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Let's get into the tip off. Trey Mann is going to be the next Steph Curry. All right, let me throw the invite in the chat so that we can get started. Yo, Ricardo Torres is in the building. Russell McCall, what's good? Thomas Mr. Shepard, don't do this to me. Shep, don't do this to me. Shep, don't do this to me, bro. Y'all, come on. You already know I begged Leon Rose. Man, I begged Leon Rose. I was like, Leon Rose, I don't care what you do, bro. Just get me Trey Mann. That's all I want. I mean, I'm trying to work. I want some, I ain't gonna lie, I want some six-pack abs. Like right now, I'm working on a strong two-pack. Or would that be Tupac? No, that'd be two-pack. Okay. I'm working on a strong two-pack right now. A strong one, right? Very strong two-pack. Yeah. But they say abs are made in the kitchen. But I digress. I'm getting back to Leon Rose. Leon Rose, all I wanted was Trey Mann. That's all I wanted. Okay. All I wanted was Trey Mann. Does he not look like a good NBA player? Chat, does Trey Mann not look like a good NBA player? Is he a point guard? Are we having point guard issues right now? Let me salute my peoples. Mr. Vince is in a building. What's good? Mr. Vince says, mild mannered George on Knicks verse says, we are getting our ass kicked. We are going, what are we doing here? It's everything. Mild mannered Josh Giddey at 19 becomes Magic Johnson at MSG. Exactly. Oh, guys, so glad I canceled my NBA ticket. God bless Legion of the Knicks as Gi and AD had me in tears. That is hilarious. That is hilarious, bro. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. So I have a thing that I want to talk to y'all about. I have a bunch of notes here that I took. I have been saving them over the course of a few days. And just want to get y'all thoughts on them. Right? Just want to get y'all thoughts on them. All right. So thought number one is Tibs is not going to get fired because Tibs is tanking. Miss Geraldine is in the building. What's good? Kaiser Sauce, what's good? Kaiser Sauce said, OKC has a nice little young team full of talent. Man, I got to give them credit for building the right way. In 3 to 5 years, they're going to be contending again, barring injury. Yep. See, that's what I've been getting at, man. Like, it's not about where you draft all the time, even though you do have to get a high draft pick occasionally, right? Occasionally, you do have to get a high draft pick, right? But you have to draft correctly. Like Trey Mann was the draft pick right in front of us. And then if I ask y'all today as Knicks fans, who would you rather have, Trey Mann or Quentin Grimes? I know y'all are going to say Quentin Grimes, right? Even though the obvious answer is Trey Mann. Who would y'all rather have today, Trey Mann or Quentin Grimes? Be real. Julian Blum, what's good? Wani Bucks is in the building. T. Williams, Real King, what's good? Rick V in the building. JJ, what's good? I see you. Okay. Julian Blum says Grimes. He would rather have Quentin Grimes over Trey Mann. Who would y'all rather have? Is this a poll question that needs to be asked? I think this needs to be a poll question. I am going to add a poll. Let me go to view on YouTube. Let me add Let me add a poll. Which player do you prefer going forward? All right. Trey Mann, Quentin Grimes. All right. So the poll is out there. And be honest with me, Knicks fans. Be honest with me. Don't be Homer Simpson, okay? Even though I know you are. Don't be Homer Simpson, even though I know that you are going to be Homer Simpson. Which player would you prefer going forward? Trey Mann or Quentin Grimes? So the poll is in the chat, and I am interested to see what you guys think. I'm going to post these results on Twitter. And for those counting, me and Miss Mocha tried this weird smoothie this morning for breakfast, like some kind of light mixed berry. It was disgusting. And then I tried some chorizo with salsa. It was disgusting. Yeah, it was, yeah. So breakfast, we botched breakfast this morning, man. I know I'm gonna be starving in a little while. Keith Knighton, what's good? Keith Knighton, why does this team look like it can't function without D Rose? Is it really just a need for a point guard, or does this team actually revolve around him? Serious question. I think it's both. So the team does need a point guard, right? And they also need a sixth man to give them consistent scoring punch. So when you take away the point guard aspect and the consistent scoring from a sixth man aspect, you get this mess that you saw last night. Julius Randall trying to set up Quentin Grimes, and Grimes went cold. And so for one, it's difficult for Evan Fournier to get open. And you saw it. You saw it last night. You saw it last night, right? So the thing is, it's tough. It's hard for Evan Fournier to get open consistently, right? When he gets open, he's got the ability to knock down shots. In my opinion, and let me do this too. Keith Knighton, thank you for the generous contribution. We appreciate that. Help us pay the bills around here, right? But yeah, it's a legit question. You know, the D Rose thing. Is D Rose one thing or another? He's actually both. D Rose is actually both. Yeah. He's actually a point guard that we need, right? And a six-man scoring threat when the offense goes cold, a bucket getter. And we don't have that. And that's why you see in games and games where it's like one possession games, whether we win or lose, without D Rose, we don't have that bucket getter, right? So it puts us in a weird place. And plus the absence of RJ Barrett. The absence of RJ Barrett hurts us, right? Mr. Vince says, Tibs would say Trey Mann is not ready, sitting next to McBride, Cam, and Sims. And I would be on that fire Tibs bandwagon if he was sitting Trey Mann, because Trey Mann is a bona fide shot creator. Bona fide. Real King says, or asks the question, why is Cam riding the bench? And so I would say this. I think Cam, and I'm not making an excuse for Tibs here, but I think Cam may still be having ankle issues. Right? I think Cam may still be having ankle issues. I don't want to make any excuses, but Cam doesn't look as explosive as he's looked in the past. I'll just say it that way. He doesn't look as explosive. And Kaiser Sauce says the shot creator is actually Josh Giddey. No, I meant create a shot for himself. Trey Mann creates shots for himself. Is what I'm getting at. Dripmore is in the building. Mr. Vince says, is McBride and Sims also having ankle issues too? They just ain't ready, bro. They ain't ready. They are not ready. Yo, look, okay. We clamoring for McBride and Sims, right? Okay, McBride and Sims, do they look like Giddey? Giddey is ready. Trey Mann is ready. Okay? McBride, he ain't ready. Just be patient. Be patient, man. With them two, just because you're a rookie don't mean you're at the same level as other rookies, right? Just be patient, man. D'Angelo says, stop saying they are not ready. They are not ready, man. Jamie Peralta says, so you say they are not ready, but the vets are trash. Right, but that doesn't mean that listen, Grimes is ready. Grimes is ready. That don't mean McBride is ready. Come on. Mr. Vince says, is Kemba Burks ready to head to the airport? Hey, I hope so. I hope so. I'll give you an example. Right? So if the Knicks draft a guy, say we draft 9, right? Oh God, not 9. Oh, not 9 or 8. Listen, I don't care. I don't care where we pick in this draft, as long as we don't pick 8 or 9. I swear. Listen, hand to the man. I swear, I don't care where we pick, as long as it's not 8 or 9. If we pick 8, in this draft, if we pick 8, I will jump my fat rump out of this window. If we pick 8, I will. As long as we don't pick 8 and 9 are cursed for us, bro. 8 is because we pick 8, and I hear the commissioner say, with the number 8 pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Jordan Hill. I will jump. Window, you better get ready. That window better get ready, because if we pick at 8, bro, I'm jumping out a window. Excuse me, y'all. And I'm just gonna have to buy a new window. JJ said, you know, we're gonna end up picking 8 or 9, and I'm gonna wind up having to buy another window. JJ says, I think we could get as low as 6 in the tankathon standing. I think so. I think so. I think so. Mr. Vent says, Uncle Freezy, the fix is in. Adam Silver will make sure we don't get within the top 3, guaranteed. I will make for you on the yeah. Right. I listen, I already know. So the thing is, and y'all know my conspiracy theory. I put a lot of these pieces together because I heard a lot of stories. But I think Larry O'Brien, the former NBA commissioner, ensured that the Knicks will never get the number 1 pick in the NBA draft ever again. Ever. Ever. And it all has to do with the New York City Center, a high school kid named Lou Alcindor. Julian Blum says, if we draft a rookie, we still not playing them. Tibs gonna give them splinters in their behind. Splinters in their behind. Splinters in their behind. Yep. JJ says, is there even a franchise-changing type player in this draft? Yes. There are 3, in my opinion, in the short term. Chet Holmgren, in the long term, will be a very good NBA player, in my opinion. But right now, I don't think he's going to be ready to play center in the NBA. He's going to give you the Porzingis type arc. He's going to do some amazing things for a dude 7 foot, 200 pounds, or whatever he weighs. Right? Danny Landis is in the building. What's good, Danny? Mr. Vince says, I want to see those ping pong balls selected live to believe our hard luck. Yeah. They say that they don't do it anymore. They pass it off to a firm that handles that, and all they do is wait on the results. The NBA doesn't do it anymore. They pass it off to a firm named, I think the firm that they pass it off is named Landis, Bowers, and Fung. The Landis, Bowers, and Fung agency handles that, I think. The ping pong balls, the company that handles, it's the same people that do the results for the Oscars. Karen Fung says, we looked good at the end of the 4th quarter last night. Then Trey Mann was on fire. Fire. Why didn't we get Trey Young? I mean, not Trey Young, but Trey Mann. Trey Mann, I'm sorry. How we didn't land Trey Mann baffles me. Joseph Gonzalez says, do we draft a PG or best available again? Anthony212 says, Trey Mann better than Grimes. And according to the poll, you guys think Quentin Grimes is, or which player do you prefer going forward? It's 73% Grimes, 27% Trey Mann. KJW Events is in the building. KJW Events says, G.I. was right, soft tank. And Miss Geraldine says, They were looking for Tibs types of players in the draft. And that's exactly what we got. Tibs type players. Tibs type players. D'Angelo, what's good? All right. Yo, fellas, what's good?
Good morning. Good morning.
How y'all this morning?
I'm pretty good, Unc.
Good, good.
Good morning, fellas.
Good morning. What's up, Chuck? What's up, Danny?
Hey,
What's
Chuck,
going
what's
on?
good,
What's
buddy?
going
What's
on,
good,
D'Angelo?
Hope you're feeling better, man.
I am. Thanks a lot, bro.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
Bro.
dope. Yeah, man. Appreciate
feel
that.
better, bro.
Yeah, man.
Great.
Appreciate
Thanks a
it.
lot, Danny.
No problem,
Yeah,
buddy.
man. Hey, so for those, I highlighted Scott Wolf's comment just really quickly, just so that we can add some context to the random conversation I was having with myself. So Scott Wolf, the reason why we even discuss, or I even brought up Trey Mann, is because during the offseason or leading up to the draft, I made a public plea to Leon Rose here on this channel to please draft Trey Mann and
The other Trey.
yeah, the other Trey. Yeah. And I did it for weeks on end, right? And so when both guys showed up against the Knicks and looked decent, it only reminded me that as a Knicks fan, I never get what I want.
Same old story.
Yeah.
Same
As a
song.
Knicks, yeah. So let's do this. So I know we want to get into a bash Tibs thing, but let me get into it first. Tibs is tanking. How do you have a senior moment at the end of a close game like that?
Listen, what he's doing, because he's not trying to he's trying to win these games. I mean, he's playing 45 minutes to Fournier, 45 minutes to Randall. I mean, 40 minutes for Grimes. He's going to burn these guys. I mean, he burns these guys out. He doesn't put any top in 8 minutes, Reddish 8 minutes, Thibs no minutes. You could slot these guys. This is where he doesn't make the right substitutions and bringing in, just spreading things out, changing it up. We're losing games. I mean, a 127 to 123, no defense. Come on, you got to make some changes. You can't keep doing it the same way. 45 minutes for Fournier. Come on, 41. I mean, Grimes 40 minutes, and he's not playing anybody off the bench.
Right.
He's playing quickly. Quickly, he's not doing anything. I don't know what happened quickly. Quickly's doing nothing.
I know what happened to him.
What happened?
They ruined him.
Yep, probably.
They ruined him when Derrick Rose. Let me bring CWC in real quick. What's up, boss?
What's up, fellas? What's good?
Hey, WC, what's good?
What's good, Danny? Hey, Chuck. Dan.
CWC.
Who's that?
What's up,
Uncle Freezy and that place to be. What's good? DSJ?
Yo, what's good? What's going on?
The R&B singer supreme. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Oh, I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, you may know him from the What's Going Down episode of That's My Mama. Put your hands together for Jackson Heights' very own DSJ. Yes. What's good, DSJ? What's good?
What's going on? What's going on, Unc? How you feeling today?
Man, I'm in a bounce back place. Tibs has looked horrible the last 2 weeks, right?
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
so I am in that place. You know how you go through denial, like, no, this can't be happening, right? And then you get to this place like okay, all right. And then you bounce back. You're like, okay, I'm good. I see what's happening here. I ain't gonna let this thing drag me down. That's where I'm at right now.
I got you.
I was legit at that place where I couldn't believe that Tibs could be so horrible.
Well,
yeah.
hey, Unc, I'm gonna tell you something. You posted a very good question, and I have an alternative answer to that. A competent front office would not make you choose between Trey Mann and Quentin Grimes. Didn't we have the 19th and 21st pick?
Yes.
So we could have found a way to persuade a draft swap with OKC, right? If we had a competent front office,
Right.
we could have drafted Trey Mann.
Right.
We could have drafted Quentin Grimes with the 21st pick, and then problem solved. We wouldn't even have this conversation. We wouldn't have to worry about vets playing in front of these kids, because at that point, would you need another point guard in Kemba Walker?
No.
At that point, would you need to bring in Evan Fournier and his contract?
Right.
A competent front office would have been able to pull that off. So the question I pose to you now, Uncle Freezy, is when are you going to take the job away from Leon Rose so we wouldn't have to deal with this type of ineptitude again?
I would love it if DSJ was the team president.
I would love it too.
If DSJ was the team president, that would we could have got Trey Mann first, right? We could have got Trey Mann first, right? And then in the second round,
we didn't
we
have to
wouldn't
wait
have
that long.
yeah, you wouldn't have had to go point guard, because you got your point guard in the first round, right? You could have actually got you two bigs, two bouncy young athletic bigs in the second round, right? You could have still got Sims, who is raw, right? Right? Sims is sushi, right? Sims is sushi, but earlier in the second round, you could have went and got you a big that it was not as raw. And so when Nerlens Noel does his usual, oh, I'm too hurt to play, my knee, you know what I'm saying? The annual my knee is hurting thing. You could have had two young, athletic, bouncy bigs coming off the bench behind Mitchell Robinson. Saved money and signed DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
But we don't think that far ahead, right? Was good. Ron, still Knicks fans in the building. Make sure y'all check out their channel tonight at 9:00. They doing something. I forgot the title. Just subscribe to the channel so you'll get the notification. They doing something. Ron says, "What's good, Knicks family? Salute to the chat. Salute to Chuck, DSJ, C-Dub, Danny Landis, D'Angelo. I've seen enough. The season is over. Let the tank begin." No.
Tibs the tanker.
Tibs the tanker.
Not well.
But here's the thing. To DSJ's point, even if we're tanking, but the front office is inept, what makes you think anything is going to be different than what happened in last offseason and last draft? Now, I think the whole thing is nonsense. Like I don't think they care about the product that's being put on the floor. Period. You saw what I texted you earlier this morning, right?
Yep.
Do y'all remember? If anybody's seen The Wire, do y'all remember the part where the product was terrible, and Brody says to Springer Bell, the Fiends they ain't messing with it because they know it's weak. He says it don't matter what we call it. We can call it yellow tops, blue tops. It don't matter. They fiends. They still gonna mess with it, and they know we as Knicks fans are fiends. We gonna buy the merch. We gonna pay the tickets. We gonna pay for the cable subscription. So what they did was, with the front office, just changed it from yellow top to blue tops. Like, what's been different with this front office than, let's say, 20 years ago? What have they done different? Nothing. And guess what? The Knicks brand is still one of the richest brands in the NBA.
Yep.
So why do I have to change anything when y'all still gonna buy the tickets? Y'all still gonna buy the merch? Y'all still gonna pay the cable subscription? We just rebranded by telling you we got Tony Soprano in the office. And he's going to make the backdoor deals, and he's going to bring in the players because he's the guy that fleeced us. There's no way if you rob me, I'm hiring you. There's no way if you rob me, I'm putting you in charge of anything that is concerning me, because I know that you're a thief.
Yes.
And right now, everybody that's been hired thus far is stealing money from the Knicks organization, because you can't tell me you hire all these people and everyone's making mistakes from the top down, all the way down to Tibs.
All the way down to Tibs, bro.
Everyone's making a mistake. Nah, man, they know New York is a lick. Let's go ahead, get our resumes up, stink up the joint, and then we'll get fired and still get paid. If you think what I'm saying is nonsense, think about all the coaches and players that we're still paying. Still paying.
That have been gone for years.
Gone for years. And we're still paying them. So you fire Tibs still gonna get paid. You fire Leon Rose, he's still gonna get paid. You fire any of the staff, they're gonna get paid. New York knows this is a business, man. It's not about winning. I've seen that, because if it was about winning, you would have hired real basketball people from the top down.
Right.
If you were about winning, why would you hire a consultant the day of the trade deadline?
Yeah.
Why? Why was he hired weeks ago? So that he can actually do some work. But if you dig a little deeper, who does the consultant has ties with? Leon Rose.
Leon Rose. Yeah.
So basically,
hey, didn't he the one fire Tibs? Didn't he the one fire Tibs from Minnesota?
No,
he just replaced it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we got that wrong. I think we got that wrong in terms of firing Tibs.
Hey, Freezy, you think Tibs not happy here either anymore?
I think he is definitely unhappy, and that's a great question. And that's a great question. That's a great question, Danny. And I don't think Knicks fans our ego. Knicks fans' collective ego is so big that they can't fathom somebody not wanting us, or we can't fathom somebody not wanting. Like if I ask D'Angelo that, like D'Angelo, what if Tibs is not happy with New York? What if Tibs leave and say the organization sucks? How would you feel about that?
Like Van Gundy walking away back in the day because he couldn't do it anymore.
Like he walk away. He like, yo, this is just too much for me.
I think the game. I literally think with Thibs now, the game has passed him by. Like he's so set in his way, he can't change it. He's looking for a payphone when everybody else has a cell phone. He's that kind of. It's like he doesn't want to change, and I don't think he could. I think he looks like now he looks defeated during the post game press conference. He just looks defeated. Like, I don't know. He's like what you see, you're getting the same structure of the same thing he says over, regurgitating the same things over and over. And he just looks like. And when a coach does that, it's like I don't know how to fix this. I don't know what to do. I'm yelling at the guys to play better defense. I'm yelling at the guys to do different sets and things like that. I just think the game it just looks sad right now that he can't. Just an old man coach, old school coach who can't fix things because he's so set in his way.
Right.
I just see that now with him, and it's unfortunate. You want the best for your coach. You want the best for your coach. You want the best for your team, but he just doesn't. It doesn't look like the game's passing him right by. Been playing these guys that many minutes and not playing. I understand that you can't play the young guys 45 minutes either. But spread it out. You're losing every night. What the hell are we doing?
So it's like, what do you have to lose? You're losing anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
Right.
Exactly. You got something.
Right. As every day, as we flip the calendar, as we flip over the gone by day on the calendar, we lose less equity, more and more equity we lose in the season. Right. In terms of what we're looking to, the ultimate goal is, when we started, right? And I know I just said a whole bunch of words and they may not make sense. So hopefully you can decipher them. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. The further the season goes along, the less we have invested in this season in terms of playoffs and championships and veteran success and all of that stuff. So why not shift gears and just play the kids?
You have to do something. You got to change it up. You were losing. We're losing. We're on off. That's what we do. It's the same thing.
And I agree with you. Terrible too.
Yeah, I agree with you. You're right, Danny. I mean, I agree with you, Freezy. you can't. It's every day. Okay, bashing Tibs. It gets old and repetitive, and it's the front office too. It's both. They're an F.
Right.
What Chuck is saying. You know, and the owner is clueless. He'll just pay whatever he can to just try to win, but he's not getting the proper, you know, people in his ear to say, hey, we need a better team president or team general that's going to do the right thing. He's being pulled by the nose, and he's willing to shell out the money. Not afraid to shell out the money. We know that, but he's naive. But he's just paying everybody, all these coaches that we fired, and who knows if Tibbs is going to make it till the middle of next year or end of this year. I don't know.
I doubt it.
I mean, but yeah, who knows?
Yeah,
but I'm frustrated. Yeah.
So is it? And listen, as a Knicks fan, you have the right to be frustrated, man.
Yeah,
you feel me? And it's not like a simple. See, the reason why we argue and fuss and vent, and sometimes talk and get lost in emotion, and sometimes filibuster on here on the Knicks Morning Drive is because our frustration is complex.
Yes.
Right. So we have a complexity of frustrations, right? Like for instance, when you're trying to make your sandwich and you can't open a pickle jar, you're like, what the hell's wrong with this pickle jar? That's a simple frustration, right? That's a simple frustration, man. And then you finally get the pickle jar open and you look in the fridge and your favorite dressing is not in there, your mustard or your mayo or whatever it is, and you're out. And so those are two simple complexities, right? Or, I mean, two simple frustrations, right? But the Knicks, on the other hand, let's bring in our guy just real quick before I pull out the soapbox. Yo, what's good, boss?
What up, D? You late to the show, sir.
And thank you for telling me the obvious, Captain Obvious. I'm not good this morning for you.
Right.
And it's not because we lost yesterday.
All right.
How we lost?
There's a bigger issue at hand, but I'm gonna let y'all build for a bit. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm lost in thought and lost in emotion right now, bro. Because I have D'Angelo, listen, my head is like a fishbowl with a bunch of thoughts like swimming around in it, right? I'm perplexed, right? Because when we talk about the complexity, the complexity of our frustrations, it's not just one thing. It's one thing that branches off into 5 other things. Right. So at the beginning of the season, I'm thinking like, well, wow, is our young core not good enough? Right. And then I think about, well, how will we know if they don't play? Right. That's one thing I'm thinking about. Just bear with me on this, right? And then I look at Sims and McBride. And then I'm like, okay, they have serious flaws in their game. So it continues my frustration, right? And here is the major thing. Here's the major thing. When just on that one stream that breaks up off into 5, right? If we do have promising young players that are away from the team, and Luka Šamanić and Rokas Jokubaitis, do we address players at the same position in the draft? Do I need a young, skilled power forward in the draft? Well, Luka Šamanić has been killing it in the G League, and Rokas Jokubaitis, a point guard, has been playing well across seas, right? I hadn't seen the games. I'm just going by word of mouth, right? just going by word of mouth, whatever. So now I'm thinking, like, do we really need to rush McBride, or is Rokas Jokovitis going to be the answer? And you see how one line of frustration from one thing turns into something super complex, right?
Right.
And it makes me think, well, why'd you waste a spot on Ryan Arcidiacono instead of bringing up Lukas Šamanić, a power forward?
Yeah, they should bring him up. He's ready,
big.
that guy.
Yeah. Why don't you just bring him up? All you had to do was you could have guaranteed his you could have gave him a deal. You could tear up his two-way and give him a guaranteed NBA contract and still have room for another two-way player.
That's crazy. It's mind-boggling.
We did that to Alonzo Trier. You remember Alonzo Trier was on a two-way deal?
Yeah.
We tore it up and then signed him to a guaranteed 2-year deal.
Right.
Yep.
It didn't work out with Trier, right? Because Trier wound up being a bad guy. Let's just say that. Trier wound up being a bad guy, right? But it's not like you didn't need a healthy big, right? Šamanić,
Right.
I think they say he's 6'10", 220. I think that's what they say. So he's
ready
Obi
to go. He's ready to go.
Yeah, they say so. Obi Toppin's size, right? So you have this one thing that frustrates you, right? And then you have another thing. Julius Randle and RJ Barrett both go into a slump at the same time, or thereabout. RJ started first, and then Randle went into a slump during RJ's slump. And you're thinking, like, is this directly tied to Tibs? Is Tibs ruining? Because think about this. Is Tibs ruining your best players? Right?
Yeah. Right.
And so as a Knicks fan, and so I have other frustrations, right? And they get complex, right? They get complex because I'm thinking, is Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin, are they enduring a sophomore slump, or did the organization ruin them? Are they busts? Right?
Right.
Then you couple that with us banking on Derrick Rose being a key cog to your organization, and he's old, and he's injury prone and brittle.
Right.
So how do you hit your wagons to a guy is going to be brittle? Right? And I have like these other thoughts too. But just think about those 3 or 4 things that I just said. You put them all together, right? And it seems like I'm lost in emotion. Like Uncle Freezy be all over the place. But no, man, I'm not. This season has been complicated, bro. Right? This season has had a whole bunch of things that would. One thing, I'll give you an example. If this were the Detroit Pistons, one of these things would have stopped fans from coming to the games. Right? If the Detroit Pistons' second or third best player would have been hurt and missed most of the season, they'd have had to be giving away Pistons tickets at the Detroit Tigers games, at the Detroit Red Wings game. They had been giving away tickets. Like, hey, you bought some popcorn, I attached the Pistons tickets to it. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
Knicks fans, we don't know how to quit. We don't know how to give up, right? And so a lady told me 22 years ago, I was graduating from the South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy, right? And she was like, you know what your biggest flaw is? And I was like, lady, I don't have flaws. Uncle Freezy is correct 100% of the time, right? She said that your biggest character flaw is you don't know when to give up. Like, it don't matter. She's like, you just don't know when to give up. Sometimes it's best for you and the people around you to just get a fresh start. And I was like, no, that's soft. And she's like, exactly. That's why that's your character flaw. And listen, and as Knicks fans, a lot of us are that way. D Poetic is that way. The season is over, and D Poetic is ready to talk Knicks. He don't know when to give up. Danny Landis is ready to talk Knicks, right? It's this disaster of a season. 8 out of the last 9 years we missed the playoffs and have looked bad doing it. It's one thing missing the playoffs, but it's another thing being a grease fire while doing it, bro.
Right. That's
And
because
so
we care. We care a lot about our team, and with product that's on the floor, we care. This franchise doesn't care. They just are thrown out. Front office. They don't care what the fans are saying.
They're all incompetent. They're hiring incompetent people.
Right.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what Chuck Allen said. Chuck Allen said it perfect. Chuck Allen was like, "Yo, it don't matter what we name it. These Knicks fans gonna still come and still buy it." Because if you ask me, and I'm gonna let y'all get in. I just had to vent for a second, man. Y'all pardon me wanting to vent, man. I'm sorry about that, but this is a place for all of us.
Let it out, Freezy. Let it out.
Sure.
But the thing is, in my opinion, even though Julius Randle had a triple-double last night, right? Julius Randle had a triple-double, right? R.J. Barrett is bouncing back. We acquired Cam Reddish, Evan Fournier. Even though he has trouble getting open, if he does find the mismatch that allows him to get open, he can score. The MVP of this season is Knicks PR. The Knicks PR department is the MVP of this season.
Damn.
Yep. This is sad. Yeah. I tell you, there's so many things. There's so many things that got to be fixed, especially from the front office down. So, it's a nightmare. I'm very curious what D has to say. So, good morning, D.
I mean, I got a lot of things, so I might have to take it like one layer at a time.
First, what'd you eat for breakfast?
Yeah, honestly, I didn't have crap today, bro. That's the mode I'm in today.
I botched breakfast bad.
Yeah,
bad. I botched it. No, I didn't start eating meat or nothing crazy like you know what I'm saying. Go out eating bacon and sausage or nothing disgusting like that.
Okay.
I just didn't have, just wasn't prepared. So
I hear you. Hey man, you have days like that, right? Okay. This is my first order of business. I talk nothing but development here. And I always say that without development, you won't have a sustainable, successful organization. I saw a team yesterday. I don't care about their record. I don't care about how bad they've been doing. I don't care that SGA and Lou Dort weren't there yesterday. You know what I care about? I care that I saw a roster full of young guys that looked better than our team. I'm talking everybody. I'm talking from the first guy to the 15th guy.
Yep.
And OKC did everything in their power to give us that game. Okay. And we just don't have the talent. We don't have the development. We don't have the young guys. We don't have the old guys. We don't have the front office. We don't have the coaching staff. We just don't have it.
We just have pure crap, like you call it, D.
Okay. And this is my soft take right now because I got a real tough one later. But let me get into this. Because somebody explained to me, I don't care how many points Evan Fournier had yesterday. This ain't a tank. This is, for Tom Thibodeau, this is game 7. You know how I know? Because Evan Fournier played 45 minutes last night. That's how I know.
That's way too much.
I don't care how many points he scored. Julius Randle had 45 minutes yesterday and looked like trash fourth quarter and overtime. Trash. Did nothing. I don't care what he did for the first 3 quarters. When it came down against a young team, the youngest team in the NBA without their 2 top guns, and you do nothing, you told me everything I need to know about you. Shout out to Quentin Grimes. I know he had some trouble shooting and stuff like that, but just his energy out there, he's a keeper.
Yeah, his offense looked terrible down the stretch.
No, and it did. But regardless, he's a puppy. I understand this. He just needs a good development staff, and he just needs to be on the court. He'll be fine. Kemba Walker, 25 minutes, non-existent. Alec Burke, running the offense. How'd that look for y'all yesterday? I'd rather have, what's that young brother's name that played at Iona Prep? I'd rather have Ty Jerome running this offense than Alec Burke. Any day of the week. 28 minutes about. 3 of 11 from the field. Taj Gibson got more minutes than Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish played 7 minutes yesterday. Obi Toppin played 8 minutes yesterday against the youngest team in the league. And Obi Toppin didn't give a damn. He said, I'm putting up a shot every minute. Congratulations, Obi Toppin. I'd rather see that mentality, okay, than the crap that I've been seeing from him. Who cares? Because these guys don't care about your future, son. 8 minutes against the youngest goddamn team in the NBA. Cam Reddish, 7 minutes. I don't care if Emmanuel quickly had 5 assists and 2 turnovers. In 14 minutes, you shoot 0 of 7. 0 of 5 from the 3? Against a young team? You're trash, bro. This team is trash from top to bottom. And it's the young guys, it's not totally their fault. It really isn't. Mitchell Robinson played a great game yesterday. Too bad the only time he can get the ball is when he's got an offensive rebound, unfortunately. 6 of 9 for the field, 17 rebounds, 4 blocks, 4 steals. Are we debating about keeping him? Okay. You had these young bucks yesterday. Josh Giddey did whatever the hell he wanted on that basketball court yesterday. 19-year-old just picked apart our defense.
Because he's ready.
Defense. Huh?
Because he's ready. He ready to play. He good.
Don't matter. They developed him too. He just didn't come in doing that. Took some time. They put the ball in his hand. They run some great offense around him. You see OKC, see how they move that ball? You see that player movement? Guys know when to cut. Guys know how to use their pivots. Guys know how to run action. Trey Mann did whatever he wanted yesterday. He got whatever shot he wanted at whatever time.
Don't do this, man.
Don't what? Be real?
No, don't do the Trey Mann thing, man. Come on, bro.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying we should have gotten him or, dude. Tom Thibodeau would not have been playing him anyway, so I'm not going that route.
That's right.
You know I love some Trey Mann. You know I think Trey Mann's gonna be a great point guard in this league. I was saying it leading up to the draft, like the Knicks have to get Trey Mann. They have to get Trey Mann.
Breezy, who was guarding that guy that had the triple-double yesterday?
Hold on a second, Danny.
Alec Burks.
Not done yet. Hold on. Trey Mann got whatever he wanted. Kenrich Williams got in there and just did whatever he wanted. Kenrich Williams. Ty Jerome came in there in 20 minutes, 4-7, 3 or 4 from 3, 4 assists, 0 turnovers. I'd rather have OKC right now than this New York Knicks team by far any day of the week. I don't care how many wins they got.
Good morning, everyone.
What up?
I just want to get that out the way because
Shazam, good morning.
Good morning. I just want to agree with everything that you were saying, D-Ball. And
I'm not done yet.
I know
I'm
you're
almost
not done.
done.
Keep rolling. Keep rolling, as
Okay.
Mr. Ron from Cleveland says. Keep rocking.
Yeah, almost done. Almost done with this one. And then I got a longer one, but I'll save it for later because that's a really long one.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that endorses this front office, this coaching staff, this current roster, tells us to be patient, tells us that we have friendly tradable contracts, tells us that we're developing, right? Tells us that it's going to be all good. They got a plan. It is complete BS. They're lying to you. You've been shammed, scammed, and bamboozled. Okay? This is grade A trash. I'm ready to go out the window and tell you I think this is worse than what it has been. How about them apples? This is about the worst form of trash that I've seen in 22 years.
Yep.
But y'all want to disguise it like we got a future.
Wait a minute. Who you said? Wait a minute.
I'm saying y'all in general. There's nobody in particular.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody that endorses that template that I just gave right now, that's for them. Okay. Do not support this, y'all. Do not support this. Fight this, like you know what I'm saying. Fight this to the death. Fight this with both arms. Close quarter combat, weapon, broken glass bottle, sledgehammer. Take it all out. Chainsaw, automatic shotgun, rocket launcher, bazooka, nuclear detonation. Come out with the full artillery because this is trash. And us as the fans should not be supporting that one speck of this garbage. I digress.
Yep.
Amen.
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 Yes.
Amen to
All
that.
agree.
Amen to that. I remember last year, my boy Mr. J Boogie invited me to watch Knicks Phoenix last year. Remember that, J Boogie?
No doubt. A great experience.
We went there. We saw Knicks fans in abundance, happy, joyful of what was going on and what could be. We go to the game. The only bad apple we saw was sitting off to the side of the bench when huddles were going on. And Mr. J Boogie pointed that out. And even in our loss to Phoenix, who, by the way, went on to go to the NBA championship, in that loss, we were still joyful. We wanted that game because we were riding on a 9-game winning streak, about to be 10. And the jokes went around that I came to the game, that's why we lost. But still, we were still joyful. We were still joyful. We were joyful going into the playoffs. Fast forward to the first game of the season, we won by double overtime against a Celtics team that was formidable at the time, and it's still formidable right now. We still had a belief in this team. After that game against Orlando where we destroyed them, everything went downhill. And we gave Tibs so much credit for last year being the coach of the year, beating out Monty Williams, being coach of the year, that this year I'm ready to put him on a slingshot to get him out of here. And Freezy, I don't care what you say. You can stand behind Tibs all you want. He is garbage. He is complete garbage. And I agree with you about the front office as well. They are garbage too. They are garbage as well.
And Kev.
Last night was a complete disgrace. A complete disgrace. Because yet again, we got beat by a young team full of nobodies. That will be somebody come the coming years. We got beat by a bunch of young nobodies.
Yeah. Hey, Kev.
How they nobodies? They better than we are.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
If they nobodies, what are we?
Right. And how are they nobodies?
I say nobodies because we've never heard of them. We've heard of Terrence Mann. I never heard of Gibby. What is his name again?
He dropped a triple-double on us.
Yeah, exactly. I never heard of the dude.
Man?
I never heard of the dude. If your name wasn't Shea Gildress and the other guy that's like a workhorse for them, that's who I was expecting last night. We didn't get that. So I figured that we had a chance at home. When I say nobodies, that means people that we've never even heard of before.
That's because Knicks fans are Knicks fans have huge egos, bro.
Knicks fans have huge egos now.
Knicks fans have huge egos. And listen, and Kev, here's why.
I agree with Kevin.
If I know, but what I'm saying is if the Knicks fans, if us as a group can humble ourselves enough to be patient with a rebuild, like for instance, and I know y'all want to cut me off, but listen, hear me out. With a rebuild that starts with scouting and is followed up closely by development, we could have the talent that an OKC has, right? The development piece is important to me. The scouting is paramount. You have to find a guy and then develop him, right? Like OKC found Josh Giddey, right? Mock drafts had him going somewhere between 14 and 20.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And when they picked him at 6?
6.
They picked him at
Shocked
6.
the draft. Nobody had him going 6.
Right. So they scouted the guy that they wanted. And to their credit, they had been developing him all season. So they started him as a third guard and worked him more and more and more and more towards the lead guard position. Right? They drafted Trey Mann right in front of us, right, at 18. And to DSJ's credit, we could have had Trey Mann, but we couldn't trade up one spot in the NBA draft.
And that's a trash front office.
Right.
That's a trash front office.
Right.
And forgive me, guys, real quick.
And then when it was our turn to pick,
we
panicked. And when it was our turn to pick, we panicked. We traded the pick down the road for a pick with a whole bunch of protections on it and had to get rid of it and we got Cam Reddish, but we also had to give up a second round pick. So it's not like we gave up a pick. We actually did a pick swap. We gave up a protected first for an unprotected second. And Cam Reddish and Knox.
Did Giddey play in the last game? The first game?
No, he did not. No.
Case, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. And if everybody, real quick, everybody in the chat is saying, I didn't know who Giddey was. I'm sorry if I'm just paying attention to my team. I'm sorry because I'm Knicks, all right? I'm not OKC. I'm not none of these guys, all right? I'm Knicks. So
but that's the Knicks ego that I'm talking about. That's the Knicks ego that I'm talking about. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying something wrong with that. Go ahead, bro.
We lost against Barbie, boyfriend Ken, in France last night. That's embarrassment, man. They should have got booed off the court. That's disgrace. The defense was disgrace. It was embarrassment, man, to be a New Yorker.
But there's a reason why they didn't get booed, and we'll get into that later.
And make it so bad. How you let Cam Reddish play 8 minutes and make Brad no minutes?
Everybody else is playing 45 minutes, 40 and 45 minutes. Come on.
Tibbs is trash.
And top it 8 minutes.
But the front office knew he was trash. But Tibbs is my man. No one was knocking on Tibbs' door to come coach their team. If you look at most of the young teams that are out there, they either have college coaches or coaches that were in the G League that they brought up, just like OKC.
Yeah.
Because these young guys
or the Wizards.
Right. These guys
or the Rockets.
The young guys are 1, maybe 2 years removed from college. These one and done guys, right? So you bring in a college coach to help develop these young guys. If it was about development, getting young guys, developing them, and building a franchise through the draft, then we wouldn't have hired Tom Thibodeau. We would have went a different direction. We would have brought in a developmental coach. But it's not about that. It's about showing my man some love, getting him in here, and quieting down a fan base that wanted a Doc Rivers or they wanted Jeff Van Gundy.
Kenny Atkinson.
They could have gotten Kenny Atkinson if they were really about development.
Yep.
But they weren't. They're not. It's about the PR and how it looks. Come on. Why you going to get a guy whose knees are double wrapped that got traded and then immediately bought out? Right. Because the storyline is great. We're bringing home the hometown guy. And then you push out the guy who took your franchise to the playoffs, who hadn't been to the playoffs in over a decade. You move him out the way, and you have the guy who's never played a minute in a Knicks uniform being the face of the franchise, and wonder
why chemistry is thrown off.
Because it's not about winning. Even if you get rid of Tibs, gentlemen, even if you get rid of Tibs at the end of the season, you still have the front office.
Yeah.
Who's not
Well,
about
that crap.
Who's not about winning. I guarantee you, if Tibs get fired, the next coach will be someone else affiliated with CAA and Leon Rose. And we're going to be like, who? And as Knicks fans, we'll convince ourselves, like we do when we pick bum players or guys that aren't ready. Oh, no, if he was just developed, he would be better. Nah, the guy's not good. Because if he had the goods, they would play, and he would slowly get more and more time. This front office, like D said, has scammed us. This organization is a scam. Until we start looking at it like that, we'll always point at the little things like Tibs or the players and the minutes. Guess what? If you had a better coach, then this wouldn't be the problem. But you went out and got a guy to pacify those fans who care about names and instead of winning.
Yeah.
So let me address this super chat real quick by Kaiser Sose. Kaiser Sose, thank you for the generous contribution. Kaiser Sose says, I've been told everybody, he says everyone, we needed to dump the vets, tank, and go young for 2 years now. Y'all just now caught up that we are on a hamster wheel, shaking my head. J Boogie, what's good?
Good morning, man. Just listening to y'all. That's all. Just listening to y'all, checking y'all, making sure y'all good, you're healthy, you're safe. You know what I'm saying? You're feeling good about yourselves. You're feeling good about life. You know what I'm saying? The more important things. That's along with the chats. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody in the greatest health and shape right now. I keep telling y'all going along with this season. I told y'all need to make sure y'all got all types of medication. Because if you don't, it's going to hinder you. And y'all keep talking about players. It ain't the players, man. You got to go to the office, man. You got to go up in that office and get him up out of there. Because everything that he's doing doesn't reflect to knowing about basketball. Right. Listen to, you know what I'm saying? Drafting, trading, not trading, my man. All them things right there had nothing. He don't know nothing. Nothing. Tim should have been fired this morning. Again. Why am I paying you? Again. What are you doing? You on the sideline. You looking for what is it? What is they called? He's looking for the thing when you know what I'm saying, when you throw in the flag and you want to challenge, he looking for another challenge and ain't got a challenge on every 4 years.
He done burnt up 3 weeks worth of challenges.
Yeah, you got no timeouts, no nothing. You trying to burn a challenge and you don't have one. You know what I'm saying? You use the challenge on Evan,
which was a clear foul, by the way.
Yeah. Which is a clear foul. Ridiculous. Julius going crazy about it ain't go off me. Who did it go off, Julius?
Well, you the only one there. You the only one there.
And just right. Just to relax. My man Freezy, his relax him a little bit about man. Let me tell you something. If we would have got that pick right after, and they did not pick man before him, bad news. We wasn't going to pick him anyway. I'm telling you that. That's just the offense. So don't even get
even if we did, he wouldn't be playing anyway.
Man looked like ISO on us last night, yo.
Bro, what do you
by any means what he wanted to do?
Yo,
Giddy. Let me tell you something. If you listen to the announcer last night, the announcer said the Oklahoma trying to let Giddy learn how to play, you know what I'm saying, off the ball. Play without the ball because they got Shane Alexander. Surprise. He made a statement last night. No, maybe you need to give me the ball and get rid of Shane.
Yep.
And give me the rock. When was the last time he had a triple-double? You know, just think about it. I would have been on the phone this morning prepping and letting them know come this off season, I need one of those three. I need Shane or Giddy or Man. One of the three, because they got three guys that can't play without the rock. If you're watching them, all them dudes was doing ISO one-on-one plays, either creating a shot or creating a pass. You know what I'm saying? Every single time when Giddy got the rock or when Man got the rock, it was really a clear out. So that tells me them guys really can't play without the ball. They need the ball in their hand. So what do we not have? Somebody that can play with the ball and make decisions. We don't have that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not moving forward with this trash, man. Y'all can keep, you know what I'm saying, doing what you're doing. Keep feeling how you want to feel in it until we make changes inside that office. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue on feeling how we feeling every single morning, every single afternoon, or every single evening, or every single late night when the podcast and shows come on. We're going to be talking about the same exact thing. What happened? Why? You see what happened? We got a bunch of dummies. And you got guys that don't want to follow these guys no more. They ain't hyped about Tibs no more. They don't want to follow him. They ain't listening. Nothing.
The honeymoon's over.
It's over with. So you got to make changes, man. Change, man.
And J Boogie. And so
before you do that, hold on. Before you do that, 182 are watching. I'm trying to get your likes up, bro. 183 watching. We only got 60 likes right now, guys. Come on, guys. Let's put up the like button. Let's get that to 100 within the next 15 minutes. Come on, y'all.
Smash that like button. Smash that like button.
We're at 60 now.
Smash that like button. And so the thing. I was walking around last night, J Boogie. I was actually thinking about you, bro, and wondering if you were okay. I started to call you about 11 o'clock, but I knew it was kind of late. But anyway, I was thinking, like, how in the world can we do two things? Say Tibs is trash and criticize Julius Randle body language, right? And they sound mutually exclusive, right? What does one have to do with the other, right?
Exactly.
But then when I thought about it, if Tibs is trash, wouldn't that frustrate a player? If my boss was trash, the dude I report to directly was garbage, and he was yelling at me, telling me to do better, would I be frustrated?
Of course.
Yeah, but you still have to do your job.
Now,
still gotta perform, yeah.
But here's the thing. What if he was a hindrance to you performing well? And you got the blame and not him.
They usually always
right.
happen.
And so the Knicks ego, our Knicks ego is gonna say blame the player, even though we know the coach is trash. Our Knicks ego is gonna say, so Tibs has been trash, the front office has been trash. So let's blame somebody, Julius Randle. That's what we do as Knicks fans, because what we look at is the direct result. Oh, Julius Randle shot 7 of 23. So Randle must be the problem. And I'm here to say that I had been watching Tom Thibodeau's offense all year. And it was not even a ham sandwich. It was a bologna sandwich. No cheese, no mayo, slice of bread, slice of bologna, slice of bread, right? And then when it got nuanced, I hit up D Poetic. I was like, hey, yo, did you see such and such? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe I have to go back and look. And I was like, nah, man, they did some things different, right? And then they scrapped it and went back to slice of bread, slice of bologna, slice of bread, right? And when I think about Julius Randle's body language, I'm thinking to myself, well, would I be frustrated as an NBA player if the coach ran a bologna sandwich offense and then told me that I have to sell that bologna sandwich as being Ruth Chris, New York strip and lobster tail, truffle butter? Nah, bro, it's a bologna sandwich. No, Julius. No, it's New York strip, right? Lobster tail, truffle butter, right? Nah, coach, this is a bologna sandwich. and the frustration there. But I know the easy answer is just to blame Randall because we go directly because there's no box score for the coaches, right? There's only box scores for the players. There's no advanced stats for the coaches. It's all advanced stats and stuff for the players. So that at the end of the day, when you look at the scoreboard, it's what the players did and not what the coach did. But if you go back during the game and look at in-game adjustments and offensive systems that are run, defensive adjustments that are made, rotations, correct rotations. Are you the aggressor? Are you the aggressor when you're up 5 points, or are you defensive when you're up 5 points? Are you the aggressor when you're down, or are you defensive and let the game come to you? Well, Tibs has been telling us the whole time that he's going to be defensive on defense and offense. He's going to let Obi Toppin said the offense is read and react.
I don't blame Julius for everything, but I do blame him for some of the things. But I keep blaming the office for everything. Like if every NBA, if every player, if the league had a spelling bee, ain't no way in the world you can send Julius to that spelling bee. I'm trying to put him in position to think, get somebody in here so he don't have to make thinking plays. That's not the strength of his game. He's a gunner man. You know what gunner man told G Money? We go, brother, we gonna come off like the he can't think, man. Stop putting him in thinking positions and just let him rock out. Give him the ball to score and get the ball from him after he rebound. That's all you got to do. But until you get those type players in here, you know what I'm saying, that can surround him, Julius is going to be a wash. He's going to be a waste. He's going to be continue getting the finger pointed at, all that stuff right there, because you got him in the wrong position. You got him in a thinking position. That's not his style, man. He can't think on the court, man.
Yo, what I don't get is that, Freezy, it's everybody. Why are we singling out and putting this in this category and this in this pretty little box? Exactly. Dude, it's everybody. The whole thing's trash.
No, that's not even when I never said that. It was.
I know what you said. I'm further examining what you're saying and say, why even go through all that? The whole thing trash.
So now I'm lost. So now you got to spoon feed me on this. I'm lost.
Well, I'm not.
Go ahead, Kev.
No, heck no. You go, you rocking, because obviously in the chat, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about because I don't watch nothing. So you go.
I mean, Kev, don't worry about what the chat says. Worry about what you think.
No, because apparently I was supposed to know about Giddy. I was supposed to know, know who Giddy was.
Okay, so Freezy, you're bringing up analogies, right? To not throw it all on one person and not to have the narrative, right? That it's this or is that, or it's Tibs or it's Randall, right? And that they could be together in this, right? Is this where you're building at? Am I correct? No, okay, so
that's not correct.
Okay, go ahead. Get me correct then.
So my point is Julius Randall was frustrated because the coach was trash.
Okay.
That was my point. But we criticized Randall for base level stuff, right? Like, oh, his body language is terrible.
But Randall was bad last night, though.
No, well,
in the fourth in overtime, I mean.
Right. I see it differently. I see Julius Randall as being unselfish late in the game instead of being the number one. That's what I saw.
But he's not a one.
Well, who's the number one on the team right now?
You tell me.
We don't have one.
Your guess is as good as mine.
So instead of him being the number one, we should just let the number. Nah, man. Late in the game yesterday, clearly Randall was looking to get shots for Fournier and Grimes, and Fournier couldn't get open, and Grimes was ice cold.
Okay, so good. So I mean, this is still getting to what I was getting at with the fact that if Julius Randall was mad because Tibs is, it don't matter, bro. They're all bad, bro. It's all trash.
I would agree with you. I would agree with you there. If we wasn't on this same show talking about Julius Randall's body language for hours and hours,
but we
and
haven't
people
been.
saying, and
but we
people
haven't.
saying,
Well,
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Listen.
Don't try to play me like that, bro.
Play you like what?
I run the show and I review this show every day. I know what content is on this channel.
So what do we say today? What do we say today about Randall?
Kev, that wasn't the point that I made.
Right.
The point that I made is in the past, for hours and hours, we talked about Julius Randle's body language and the fact that he gave up the crowd a thumbs down and all the people were booing. And all I know was on the channel, bro.
But my point is that why are you even bringing that up if that wasn't the topic of discussion today?
Because I can do that, bro.
Oh, that's why. Not because it has any relevance to the situation.
That's exactly why. My point was not that. My point was, y'all, you missing what I'm saying. You missed my thought completely. What I said was one dude affected another dude, right? If Tibs is so D, what I'm saying is this. Did you not say that Tom Thibodeau is not the answer and that he had been bad?
I've been saying it for 2 years.
You've been saying it, right? And so what I did was I acquiesced to your point. I moved from Tibs should be here for the next 3 years to Tibs has been terrible lately. That's a concession on my part, right?
Okay.
That's not a concession on your part because you were steadfast in your point.
Yeah.
Right. And I compromised. I was like, you know what? Maybe D Poetic is right. Right. And so I thought about what you said, right? And moved closer to the middle. But then in doing that, I was like, well, maybe that is one of the reasons why Julius Randle is frustrated. Maybe it's one of the reasons why Quickly and Obi are in a sophomore slump. That's what I'm getting at. Listen, I know y'all have good points too, but I also want the reason why I'm standing fat hardcore on this point is because I feel like there was a cause and effect. Maybe Tibs being trash is what is the reason for Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett's slumping. And y'all won't even give me that. Y'all don't even want to think about that. Right? Because y'all want to think about development. What I'm saying is maybe Tibs being trash is the reason why RJ slumped, Julius slumped, IQ slumped, Obi slumped. Y'all won't even give me that. We don't even want to think about that because we want to think about Josh Giddey.
It's definitely the reason why RJ is hurt right now. Tibs.
Well, I mean, you're exemplifying this point. Right. Yeah, a comment like that is exemplifying the point.
What I'm saying is I get these things that y'all are talking about, right? I get these things that y'all are talking about. I never said that these were not smart takes, but I'm saying add also to the conversation. Maybe there are other things in play that we don't acknowledge, and maybe we should discuss them.
Okay, so give me one.
Tibs is trash.
Yeah, we know that.
We know that.
And Tibs is trash, and it's having an adverse effect on other players. And we don't talk about that. What we talk about is the other player playing trash, but not the cause and effect. Right? Like Tibs.
So you mean like for the general populace of the fan base?
And I say we and us. We and us. We and us. Like you said earlier, like we just generally talking about, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is I think Tibs may have ruined these guys. And so to the point that Sam Granderson brought up last week is Tibs is a 1-year coach, and year 2 you see things go downhill.
Copplestone. What's he call him? Copplebub? A copple something?
Cobblebutt.
Cobblepot. I was more Cobblepot. Jesus Christ.
Wowzers.
You guys never watched Batman?
Right. Well, and so to your point, man, what I'm getting at is we have to do, I think what we may have to do is a serious correction immediately in order to not ruin, because Julius Randle seems to have turned a corner, right? Julius Randle seems to have turned the corner. Like, I ain't gonna let this dude ruin my career, right? And RJ Barrett also, like, I ain't gonna let this dude ruin my career. You know what I'm saying? But can Emmanuel Quickly and Obi Toppin say that?
No, they're a product of his environment.
That's all. They are all. I mean, Tibs is all they know as a head coach. So what Tibs tells them is the gospel, because he grabbed them when they were young and showed them success, and their name was up in lights, and they made all these lists, rookie such and such, and they were on in these big high leverage games, right?
I saw some
but now they are.
Put it on mute, Danny.
The Jets and Giants, I like.
I got it.
I tried to watch it because I bet on the game and I lost.
Sorry to the FedEx guy.
So what I'm getting at, and Kev, if you can hear me, I'm not saying that you guys are not smart and the points that y'all are making are not great points. But what I'm saying is we should add other stuff to the conversation, because I believe that there is a domino effect, right? So Tibs being trash is not just about us losing games, but about us maybe spoiling talent.
Or not utilizing talent.
Right. So now you with me, because you might
Freezy.
not be,
What? I'm glad you're seeing the light finally. We're trying to tell you this for 2 years.
Right. So what I'm saying, but D, what I'm saying is maybe I just see this. Listen, okay. So I'll get on my humble pie. Maybe, and this is genuine too. And this is genuine.
Okay.
This ain't just like made up YouTube BS.
Okay.
Maybe I'm finally getting what you guys are saying. I'm just seeing it differently.
Okay.
Maybe I'm getting it finally. I'm just looking at it differently. Sometimes you see stuff through an old man's eyes, and sometimes you see stuff through a child's eyes, but you still see it. Right?
That's exactly what we want Tom to do. Exactly what you just said is what we want Tom to do. Right. See things different. Adapt. Change your way of thinking. Change your way of strategizing. Change your way of playing. Change your way of subbing. Change your way of timeouts. Change your ways.
Don't hold your breath on that, Dave.
Stop being stuck in the 80s when you was assistant and only watching, like you didn't learn nothing to move up. Change, man. That's my new word. Change.
He ain't going to do it.
Right.
I remember Tom had a press conference earlier in the year, and he said that the hardest challenge for me during the season is for me not to change. That's what he said.
I remember that.
You know what that means? That means he ain't adaptable. That means he's not flexible. And look, Tibs is not the only problem here. Let's not get that twisted either. Oh, no.
Oh, heck no.
Right? He's a part of the issue, right? And his issues are more evident because he's the coach for the players.
Right.
You know, he has that direct link. So he's an easier target, put it that way, right?
Well, he's an easier target because a lot of the players that are on the bench, if they would have played, we might have had a better chance to win.
Well, that's the point. That's what I'm trying to say. He has the access. It's between him and the players.
Right.
The real issue, and there's a real big issue to this. And I promise you, I'm going to get to this later. But front office is a big issue. Do they know what they're doing? No, seriously. Like, all jokes aside, like, Freezy, you brought this up a million ways. Wait, hold on, Freezy, you brought this up like a million ways, and it's like, yo, dude, like, are you developing? Are you going young? Are you trying to win now? Are you trying to have vets? How long are you keeping these vets? Like, they're trying to do so many things and they're not doing anything.
Facts.
So you got to scrape it. If it was up to me, I'll blow it all up today, right? Remember the Looney Tunes with the TNT, right?
Yeah.
Blow it up, right?
Yep.
And I keep my young. I got a developmental staff here, and I struggle for a bit to have sustainable success in the future. That's
Okay,
what I do.
so if you blow it all, are you talking about management as well, right?
They're all gone.
Blow it up.
All gone. I just said they're all gone except for the young guys.
Okay, so what's your plan of bringing in who you bringing in as far as management?
I mean, that's something we would have to think about, but it would have to be. I don't want no relations. I don't want no ties. I need the
Right.
guy for the best job. I
Right.
need a guy that is that is dedicated to developing this,
Right.
making smart moves. Right. I don't mind. What's the capologist? Brock Aller.
Oh yeah,
I don't mind
Bronco.
I don't mind keeping him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll keep him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll keep Walt Perrin.
Yeah.
I'll keep Johnny Bryant.
Right.
But that little Tibs squad, you got to
Yeah.
go.
Adios.
Yeah. Yeah. They got to go.
Including
So you see, I'll keep certain guys, right? But overall, we're gonna bring in a young, right, ambitious. I'd rather take a guy from college right now that's hungry.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jerry Stackhouse.
There you go.
You could go that route.
Jerry Stackhouse. Yeah. Yeah.
When I saw Chauncey Billups coach the other night,
Yes.
I was like, Chauncey Billups is going to be a coach in this league for a long time.
Chauncey.
Exactly.
Okay.
Billups.
Yep.
So check this out, right? This is one of the things I thought of yesterday. Me and Chuck were brainstorming yesterday. We're having one of our brainstorming sessions. And this is one of the things we came to. You go with Tibs, right? But you could have had Ty Lue. Ty Lue got you a championship in his first season.
Huh? Wait a minute.
With the Cleveland Cavaliers.
But he had LeBron, bro.
But he did have.
I don't care. See, come on, man. Y'all need to stop this, bro. You know how hard it is to manage these damn egos, bro, and have everybody on the same damn page?
But he did have LeBron. He did have LeBron.
Come on, son. Stop. Okay, he didn't have LeBron last year, and he brought the Clippers to their first Western Conference Finals ever in his first season.
Right.
Yeah.
With the injury, with the major injury.
With Kawhi Leonard not playing.
Yep.
And he won 2 games. Don't give me that. Don't do that.
Let me ask you this, D Poetic. Let me ask you this.
What up?
Would you consider Patrick Ewing?
Well, I consider Patrick Ewing.
As head coach of the New York Knicks.
I haven't seen him coach in Georgetown, so I don't know. I don't know how he's doing out there. To be honest with you, I haven't seen.
But you did say you would take a college coach.
No, I said I would take a young coach.
He said a young guy. Yeah.
I said college.
I'm not going to get the captain at all. You know, your captain doing what you're doing, stay what you're doing. I got to get young, man. I got to get with the Joneses, man. I got to get with what's happening.
Say what you want. Say what you want about Budenholzer. We could have had him, and he wanted to come here. We could have had him.
I would say that I said this before, right? And people laugh at me, right? But so 2 years ago, if I had my pick of anybody from the Dayton Flyers 2 years ago before the draft, it would have been Anthony Grant. Y'all look at me like nobody knows who Anthony Grant is now? All of a sudden?
I don't. No, I don't.
Danny, you don't know who Anthony Grant is? Oh, okay. So he was the head coach of Alabama the year that Colin Sexton and Obi Toppin were to play together at Alabama and burst on the scene. Well, what happened is Anthony Grant got fired or left some kind of way. He went to Dayton, and Obi went to Dayton with him, right? But the offense that they ran is so innovative. It's like all the stuff that we say, oh man, the offensive Anthony Grant's offense at Dayton was so innovative. It took a unskilled athletic freak and turned him into the NCAA College Player of the Year. Right?
Freezy, do you know what it would have sound or looked like if the New York Knicks, the number 1 franchise it is in NBA, would have brought in a Dayton coach with all that cap? I mean, really think about it.
And that's the thing that they're getting us with Jay Boogie, the fact that we got to bring in a big name to satisfy the fan base and not a guy who's going to actually contribute to winning.
Yep.
I understand that, but you still got I understand the big names and the small names. Some of the guys with smaller names, they know and understand the element of basketball. I do know and understand that. But 2 years ago, you can't tell me you're gonna put somebody from Dayton in here with all that cap space. Right. You can't tell me that.
J Boogie, when is cap space won the Knicks a championship?
I understand that, but you can't tell me that though. And I understand where you're coming from and what you're saying, but you just can't do that with a New York Knicks organization without people want. If that would have happened and you would have never said that, you would have been like, "Where did he got this guy from?"
Me? I know who Anthony Grant is, bro.
Everybody would have been like, "Who is this?"
I know. For one, I tell you what. So I know Anthony Grant as the point guard whisperer.
Yeah, I remember him.
Anthony Grant will take a 3.5 4-star point guard and turn him into Colin Sexton. Right? Now, I know the Knicks have 1,000 point guards, right? They don't have a point guard problem, right? I know this, right? The Knicks don't have a point guard problem, right? So they can go out and get big name coaches and then chase Dame Lillard for a million years. Right? But why do that when you can go get a guy that's going to implement an innovative offensive system and find a guy that's off the radar and turn him into Colin Sexton? Or you can hire an old recycled coach, make the playoffs 1 or 2 years, and get frustrated after that.
You got super chat. Okay.
So Neville Humphreys, thank you for your generous contribution. Neville Humphreys says, Freezy is 100% right. I wrote this article, how this coach brings a cannonball of anxiety, apprehension, and uncertainty, and he doesn't seem to enjoy the process. The players have to overcome this. And the thing is, when you and thank you for Neville, thank you for being super smart and intellectually sound in the way that you express your thought here about Tibs, right? Not the fact that you said that I'm 100% right, because we know that already. That Uncle Freezy is 100% right 100% of the time. We know that already, right? But what I'm saying is Tibs brings this thing, and we all acknowledge it. We all acknowledge it. Tibs rallies the troops and take you into battle, and then when the other team fights back, we don't have a plan. That's where we are right now. Because he rallied the Knicks last year. We're going to turn this thing around, and we're going to fight. But now what? Now what, Kev? Kev, now what?
I got no words, man.
Yeah, now what?
I do know the what went out the window when old boy went to Indiana. That was the backup plan. If Tom don't get it right, that's why he was here. I already know that. You're not going to bring him over here just to sit behind Tom. But he left and went over there. We ain't had no backup plan. We ain't had nobody that could talk to Tom and tell him different directions and all that. But I'm still going to stick with what I'm saying. 2 years ago, I ain't thinking about that dude from out of Dayton, Ohio. Then you just said it yourself. A word that I've been using, Jerry Stackhouse. So I mean,
but Jay, it's the same approach though. If you bring in Anthony Grant, it's like bringing in Jerry Stack. It's like the same approach.
I mean, well, it's not really the same approach. You got somebody that's already.
But they're around the same age though.
Yeah, but you talking about numbers. I'm talking about as far as what they've done in the league. I do know that this man took all that Van Fleet, all that Siakam, all that Norman Powell, won a championship in the G League, developed them guys. I know that. I know his work. I don't know nothing about no Dayton, Ohio. And then if you just got to make the smart coaching decision. If you want to get a big name, you could have went and got Jason Kidd. You could have went and got Steve Nash. That's RJ's family. You could have went and got Tyrone Lue. You could have got any of these guys that's guard minded that would have been in that office and said, "Yo, I'm not doing anything until I go get a guard." You got to get what you know. You can't just pick my man. He just picked his man.
Exactly.
I think Freezy's reaching with that.
Man, he know he reaching, man. He'll be back from behind that window in a second. See, I told you.
Reaching with what?
I just wanted you to get back in here. That's why I said that. That's all. You know how you throw the things out there for us to
back in.
No, the approach is fine. The name, but I mean, if you're bringing that name to describe your approach, then I understand that.
Yeah, it's the approach. The first name I said was so Anthony Grant is my guy, right? But when we said Jerry Stackhouse, we were like, yeah, like I gave the example, like Jerry Stackhouse, and y'all were like, yeah.
But see, I know about Jerry, but I just wanted to throw that out there, you know, so you could come back. You know how you throw your little things out there and try to get us to, you know, jump on it, you know, bite on it instead of nibbling at it. I just wanted you to come back, man. Where you go?
We have a big. Go ahead, Chuck.
Jay Boogie had a point that DSJ also brought up in the chat about Mike Woodson. I think Mike Woodson was a big part of the reason for the success last year, but by Tom being the head coach, Tom got coach of the year. Because as you can see, once Woody went to Indiana, things haven't been running the same.
When did he go to Indiana?
He went towards the
in the last season. No,
yeah.
Well, he didn't.
No, was it the end of the season? Was it the middle of this last season?
No, it was before the playoffs. Put it that way.
Before college.
It was when their college season was over.
Yeah.
When their college season.
So like in March,
April.
April.
Yeah, they brought him in immediately so he can get it on the recruitment trail.
Right.
Okay. Freezy, if you come back, I want you to hear this.
Keep going, man.
I'm working on something. I can hear you.
Okay, I want you to hear this though. Pay attention. We have a gigantic issue. We have 2 decades worth issue that we don't really address too much. And we point fingers at this guy and that administration, but we never talk about the big problem. Let me ask y'all a question. Isn't it odd to y'all that we've been trash for 22 years, about roughly, right? But we have the most valued franchise in the league. We've done nothing in 22 years, and we have the most valued franchise in the league. Do you know what that tells me?
What does that tell you?
James don't give a damn about the New York Knicks. And he'll put in any Joe in there because no matter what, if we win 10 games, 20 games, 30 games, 40 games, 50 games, we're still going to be the most valued franchise in the league.
Okay. I'm going to retort a little bit.
I can't see how you could retort this, but go ahead.
I'm gonna try.
Did you say you gonna twerk?
Yo, Freezy, pause. What? Yo. Yo.
I said
I was about to shut this thing all the way down.
I'm gonna try to retort.
Okay.
I think, I think that when he was putting his hand in the cookie jar, that he found out that wasn't working. So he was trying to put the right people in there. He struck out with Phil Jackson. He struck out with Steve Mills. So he figured that with Leon Rose, who had never been an executive, he probably wanted to go the route of what Golden State was doing with them having a president that was an agent. So he probably, put Leon Rose there, for that, and then got a World Wide West. And I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know, but this is my opinion.
Wait. Have you noticed it's been the same damn thing no matter who comes in here?
Yeah.
And the one time it looked like it was going the right way,
yes,
Golan got involved.
Year. Well, okay, but last year it seemed like it was going the right way as well. We wasn't thinking like this last year. I wasn't.
Well,
when Donnie Walsh was here, it seemed like it was going
right.
Right,
but that's when he put his his hand in the cookie jar, and he knows he shouldn't have.
Yeah, but
Right,
you know,
but Danny, last year, what would you think? What were you thinking last year? At this point last year, going into the All-Star break, what were you thinking?
I was thinking this team ain't going nowhere.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. I
Me and
know
Jay
you were.
Me and Jay Boogie weren't.
Cool. That's cool.
Danny,
This doesn't take a. I mean, Kev, like you're railroading my point here with something that has nothing to do with my point.
But what I'm saying is we didn't have that thought last year because we went back to the playoffs and I don't know how many years. When that happens, you're expected to ride, you know, to go up.
But Kev, you drank that Kool-Aid. We all did not drink that Kool-Aid.
You mean to tell? So you did not have a.
Ask Breezy. Last year at night, what was I doing?
Right. Well, you can't. No, I'm sorry because much of the fan base that I know from last year was on a natural high with us, you know, going to the playoffs. And even when we lost in the playoffs, we still had the belief that we were rising up. We still had that belief.
Kevin, here's my point.
Now, if you did not, I cannot. I'm honestly, I'm just talking with you this year. All right, we never talked, so I didn't.
I'm talking about 22 years.
Yeah,
okay.
22 years. Yeah.
Okay, 22 years, fine. But I'm talking about what happened last year. You guys cannot tell me that last year that they weren't thinking that we were going, you know, that we were, going backwards after what happened last year. You cannot tell me that at the end of last year. You can't tell me, oh, we're going to keep sucking again. You had to believe.
After I saw free agency, I already called out in the summer we weren't making the playoffs.
Yeah, but we were still putting. I mean, I was putting putting Tibs on that pedestal. He was the coach of the year and all like that. And it was the wrong thinking. I'm admitting that.
Okay.
Jay Boogie. I mean, please help me out here. I mean,
dude, you totally railroading where I'm trying to go here, bro. My point is that it doesn't matter what Kevin's expectations were. That's not my point.
It was a lot of the expectations of Nick.
But I'm only talking to Kevin right now. I'm not talking to the whole New York Knicks fan base.
I know you're talking to me, but what I'm saying is that's what was that was the mindset last year. That was the mindset last year, and that was the mindset part of this year.
That was your mindset.
This is impressive, bro.
It's not my point. Here's my point. My point is that no matter what product of trash that we put on the court, this franchise is still going to be the most valued franchise in the league. So I ask you, Kevin, if you know that, right, what would be your incentive to go out and get the best guys for the job?
That's right.
If you know that no matter what, you're going to be the most valued franchise in the league.
This is impressive.
And it starts with the old. Oh, God,
I was going to say what D Poetic is doing right now is very impressive. And so what he's saying, what D Poetic is saying, and Chuck.
I'm not done yet, but you can go ahead. Though.
But Chuck Allen told me that the first time I heard this was Chuck Allen told me this Saturday. Mm-hmm. I don't care who gets credit or whatever. I just think the whole thing is smart. Mm-hmm. But OKC has to get their draft picks right, because if they don't get it right, they won't survive.
If the NBA doesn't give them a high draft pick,
they'll be the Rochester Thunder, right?
And do they have the right basketball minds that are running the ship or guiding the ship over there?
Right.
And listen, the thing is too, Dolan, does he truly want to win, or is he just all about money? Because and like what you said, D, yeah, no matter what we do, we're still the most valuable franchise, you know? But what does the owner truly want to win? Does he want to right this ship? Does he really want it? And if he does, you got to get the right basketball minds. If he's not, we know he's not the right basketball mind. He'll just go sign the check and say, "Here, you're next." You know, but you're doing yourself a disservice anyway.
Hey, so can I summarize your thought?
I'm not finished yet.
Yeah. No, that.
I'm sorry.
That thought. I know you have a flow.
My fault.
Right?
My fault.
No, I'm just saying this thought. Can we summarize it and call it King's disease? Jay Boogie, you know what King's disease is, right? where you get so fat from all your prior success, in this case, money,
right?
That no matter what you do, you can't please yourself. So chasing the ultimate goal of winning a championship is not the priority. It's how can I sell more jerseys? How can I get more stars in the stands? How can I make MSG?
Freezy, you said it yourself. This is entertainment first, then basketball.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I think the thought here is brilliant. I just hope this thought doesn't get lost in the chat.
Oh, dude, it's gonna go over their heads. I already hear it. Oh, that James Dolan's go hanging fruit. Dude, he's the owner that makes all the decisions for all the hirings and how your organization is ran. And he's go hanging fruit. He's the guy. He makes the decisions.
That's it. Amen.
This organization did not become a cluster F until he came into ownership.
Yeah. That long.
Okay. Anyway, so me and Chuck were talking last night, and we came with a dope analogy. If the New York Knicks was a soda brand, right, they would be Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Because no matter what, people are going to buy it, no matter how bad it is for you, no matter what ingredients stay in the back.
That's good.
Right?
Yeah.
People will still go to the deli store, the supermarket, right? The gasoline station, right? Warehouses, right? To get them in bulk, right? They will get their Pepsi and they will get their Coca-Cola. And this is what the New York Knicks is. It's Pepsi and Coca-Cola because we've been sipping on this poison for 22 years and we still going back and forth about the same damn things.
That's a good analogy right there.
Why is it that you don't hear from the front office? Because they don't care, bro.
Absolutely. No,
you know why Tibs won't change his ways to succeed? Because he don't care, bro. He got a paycheck.
Got a check for 5 years. Yep.
You know why Dolan will never really go out and really hire competent people for the job? And people that want the job? Because how many times has he given people money that didn't want it, but they got tired of him asking? They're like, you know what? I'll just take your money.
Yeah. That's right.
I don't know how many times I don't say to people in the chat or people that's been listening, how many times I don't say, like, y'all the greatest people it is in the world to be loyal as you are. Y'all the true meaning of loyalty. I don't know how many times I don't say that. It's for the same thing. What D's is talking about. I don't know how many times I don't say you have to be crazy like me to be a Knicks fan, and I'm crazy enough to be a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just listen to what he's saying. I'm just going off it, man. It's us as the people, you know what I'm saying? We love and appreciate this thing of ours we have. I don't know what it is really, but we love and appreciate it. But we got to have somebody that got to know and understand on what it is to keep what you have. We need people that's hungry, that do not know how to live without, so they can do the things that can show that they appreciate of what they have. This guy's been spoon fed. He was just given a whole. He was just given this plantation. You know what I'm saying? And when you come into those type things right there, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them look at things in a different way. You know what I'm saying? But we need, if you're gonna be like that, be like that. But get somebody in here that's hungry, that doesn't know and understand on what it is to not have, and he'll want to have something because he's gonna do his damn job right.
That's right, David.
I gotta have somebody that can appreciate the money that he's giving you. That man got so much money he can't even fit it nowhere.
Yeah.
That's right.
He got plenty of money.
He's got mad show companies. He's probably got gold buried in different parts of the world and stuff like that.
But just because he got money doesn't mean that you come in and get hired and don't do the job right. It doesn't mean that. You don't have to go in his office and sit down and say, yo, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, blah, 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 blah. Give me the opportunity, lying, knowing that you're not going to do that. And just because he's going to give you the money, because he's just, Dolan is thirsty. Dolan throws money out just to try to hope that somebody does something right. You know what I'm saying?
And he can do that because he's going to get it back at the end of the year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're gonna make.
So
you can do that.
So am I understanding that you're not? Are you blaming Dolan? Is that what you're doing?
What? No.
I mean,
Okay.
who else is making the decisions?
So you are blaming Dolan. Okay.
Who else is making the decisions? Who's been the one common denominator for 22 years, bro? Of the same recycled garbage.
Firing these dudes. That's what I'm blaming him for. I give him his props. He's been more out of the way over the last 2 years than I ever seen him. I give him his props for that. But I'm blaming him right now for not getting rid of these dudes.
Is this owner? Is it only about money, or is it only about winning? It's
about money.
It's all about money.
Obviously.
And we're in trouble. It's sad, and we got to
Check this out.
Knicks fans. Yeah.
The Brooklyn Nets have been in Brooklyn for how many years?
A couple of 3, 4 years.
What, about 10, 12 years?
10 years.
10? Something like that?
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
In 10 or 12 years, they have managed to put a win-now team on the court that made it to the second round.
That's right.
They have managed to blow it all up, bring in a development guy and develop guys and make the organization formidable again.
Yeah.
They were able to get KD, Kyrie, they were able to get James Harden, and now they were able to get Ben Simmons. And they've done that all in 10 or 12 years.
But you got to also remember the person they brought in there plays a major role in that.
Who they bringing in, Jay Boogie?
You don't do that without him.
Of course not, but that's my point. Mm-hmm. My point is that you get the right guys.
Yeah.
You see? So, and they've done in 10 or 12 years that we have not been able to do in 22.
Right.
And they right across the bridge.
Yep. You can't ignore it. It's right in front of us.
But the Nets have been a well-run organization for a minute. Because if you talk about that win now team, let's go back to the Jason Kidd team with Vince Carter and Jason and Richardson and Kenyon Martin.
I don't think Carter was there. I think that was Deron Williams, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett.
No, he's talking about the finals team. He's talking about
the finals team
in New Jersey.
Before.
In the New Jersey.
Oh, my fault.
When they were in New Jersey. When that didn't work, they did the same thing. They blew it up and they restarted it again. Same thing. Like the Knicks are not trying to win.
Do that.
Brooklyn is trying to win. Brooklyn is trying to establish themselves in the city as the new team of New York. So they were able to develop. Why? Because they're not the Knicks. They don't make the front page over every little thing. Right?
Putting a winning product out.
They hire the right guys for the right jobs, and at the right time, they make those switches. Okay, Kenny, you got us to this point. Thank you very much. Now we're going to hire somebody to take us to the next level, right? Because now we got KD and Kyrie. We don't need development anymore. We developed our guys enough, your Karis LeVerts and such, and Jared Allen's that you're able to trade them, right? And get assets to go out and get a James Harden. You know what I mean? The New York Knicks, this organization, like I don't know everything that D said because I was off for a second, but when we were brainstorming last night, it's all about the bottom line, the shareholders, and making money. When you have shareholders, when your company goes public and you have shareholders, it's about the dollars. And at time when you do that, it ruins the product. Because now you got to provide more. That's why we do not hire the right guys. We go for a name to pacify the fiends who are out there. Like I said earlier, Springer Bell told Brody, it don't matter what we call it. The fiend's still gonna F with it. No matter how much it's stepped on. No matter what they're gonna F with it. And this is what the Knicks fans.
Yeah, it's that heroin. Yeah. It's that Coca-Cola and Pepsi. RJ Barrett hasn't even sniffed an All-Star team, but he has the 16th most sellable jersey in the league, bro. And you think our fans are on Pepsi and Coca-Cola?
So do y'all think it's the Knicks fan? You think it's our fault?
No, not at all. I just think that we fell for the trap. You know what I'm saying? Because they're the architects of it. You see?
And look what Brooklyn did in that last trade. I mean, you picture the Knicks doing something like that. We sat on our hands. We could have made a deal for Simmons. We could have did something. No, they didn't do it.
I just said that point, J Boogie, because it just to show on how gullible we are. You know what I'm saying? As a fan base. I'm sorry, D'Angelo.
I know. It's fine. No, I was just saying. It's just but what we need at this point, you got to from the front office down to the coaching staff. Dolan does have to step in, but he has to blow the whole thing up. You got to start from scrap. I wouldn't mind the whole rebuilding thing. What are you kidding? If we know we're going in the right direction, I'll accept that as a Knicks fan. I don't have to see the stars and I don't have to see the Lillards of the world and go out and do these things. I want to see I want to see the product. I want to have a foundation. You don't just go out and just get top names like that. Build it from within. That's what we need to do.
But they've never done that.
I thought that's
they're never going to do that. I agree, Chuck.
I thought that's what was going to happen when we got these young guys here, and the young guys are hardly even getting the run.
But
we have a win now coach. That's what he wants. He's going to play guys for 45 minutes and all his vets over there and just burn them out like he does with all.
Yeah, there's no reason why a Jericho Sims or a Miles McBride should not be getting so many DMPs. Just not really
smart.
You have a coach that is
he ain't ready.
We'll see. And this is also part of the problem. We overvalue guys, and we make up things to make it seem as if this guy is more than what he is.
Yeah,
and that's a problem. We do that a lot. A guy shows us a little something. Oh, Kenny Wooten is going to have average 4 or 5 blocks. He's going to be. And where is Kenny Wooten at this moment?
He's not in the league.
Brezdinkis is killing in the G League. I don't know why they're not bringing him up. He's destroying. This is a travesty. Where is he right this moment? What is he doing at this moment?
Yeah, but can I say something, Chuck? You make the best of what you got. And this is what the franchise gives us. And as fans, loyal fans, we do the best we can with what we got.
Exactly.
And we just accept it because we'll root for any scrub player that we could bring up. And this is our team,
And that is why I liken what I said to being a fiend. When you're a fiend and you're going to a specific dealer, it don't matter. You done spent your money there. I don't care. He can give you the worst product. But you know what? It's going to be better next time. Why? Because you went there in 70. What was it? 73, when we won the championship?
72, 73, yeah.
72, 73 season. Oh, we got that super high. Now we chasing it again. And it's not coming. And then in 94, we got something similar, but it wasn't 73. It wasn't hitting like 73, but it was pretty good. 99, it wasn't hitting like 73, but it was pretty good. And ever since then, they've been giving you stepped on product, and you kept coming back. And they say, why change? Because you're going to keep spending your money with me. Now get out there and make some more money and come spend it with me.
That's right. Look how many shows we have, bro. That's around this. That's centric around this Knicks universe.
So are you saying don't support these guys? Are you saying don't support the team? Don't become. I'm just trying to understand.
My point, man. I'm just in the middle of it, and you cut me off. Man, I ain't got time for that. Man, he made me lose my train of thought.
Man, you already.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got all this shows going on, right? And the whole thing around this Knicks universe. And this organization has not done diddly squat for us. And all we ask in return, we're not asking for a house, we're not asking for a car, we're not asking for clothing and shelter and cars. We ain't asking for none of that. We're just asking for a good basketball product that's consistent. That is all we're asking
That I was
for.
saying. I agree. That's all I'm saying too. So.
And they can't do it. They have
No.
one season here. We make a playoff, and then we're bad for the next 5 or 6.
D, you know what it is? D?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's Dolan. Dolan is clueless. He knows nothing about basketball. He's hiring these people and then bamboozling him too. They're singing him a song and a dance. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this for the team, and he's just getting bad luck. He's hiring the wrong people. That's what it is. It's not like Cuban. Cuban knows about basketball. Dolan is clueless. Knows nothing.
And I want to go back a few episodes again, you know what I'm saying, and just bring it back up, you know what I'm saying. I want to, like just, sometimes in life you can hear something and don't get it till a couple of days later. It don't like hit you and, marinate, nourish you at the moment in time, you know what I'm saying? But being inside this conversation, it just hit me and it really just marinate on me a few episodes ago when Freezy was building on talking about is the office, are they eating off meals and all that there?
Right.
Just listening right now, you know what I'm saying? It just reflected me back to then, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting really more what was being said during that time, because I'm wondering, like, what are these guys doing? Because if you came in here with all that cap space and you came in here and lay down your own foundation and you failed, ain't no coming back from that. To me, ain't no coming back. I just keep thinking of how, I don't like to use some of these guys' names, but I'm gonna use like Stephen A. Smith, all them guys on this. You never heard Stephen A. Smith go off and say something like, "Oh boy, today, y'all just don't know. Today, Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, they are meeting with the Knicks today." You never heard of nobody coming to meet nobody here during that time. So I'm just trying to figure out, why? Who are you going after? Where's you keep talking about relationship? No, dude, you ain't got no relationships at all.
Right.
You mean to tell me you couldn't call DeRozan and Larry in here and say, look, I know y'all was together in Toronto, but you see what we did last year? Tell me why y'all can't take us over the hump this year and we put y'all back together. Tell me why he can't call some of these guys in here and at least let them tell him no and why they wouldn't come in here. You mean to tell me Worldwide, Steven Stout, and Leon, y'all couldn't get nobody in here to talk to him? Nobody? Illusions,
J Boogie. It's a mirage. It's a magic trick. It don't exist. And I would have answered Kev's question if he just would have been disciplined and patient.
You did not need to answer Kevin's question.
I'll answer his question.
Yeah, but you didn't have to do that, D. Yeah. Because the reason why the same question he asked you, I just asked you that. So are you saying that is our fault as the fan? I just asked you the same question.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope Kevin heard that, because Kevin know I'm on his side a lot. I'm on everybody's side. But if you ask the wrong thing, I have to bring it to the table. He asked the same question that I just asked you, literally no more than 4 minutes ago.
For real, and which shows he wasn't listening. And I have no problem reminding if he wasn't. You see, but he just couldn't be patient and disciplined. Because when I started off with the last one, he cut me off again. He went on a tangent about something I had nothing to do with the hell he was talking about.
Knick fan,
right? Yeah,
no patience. Typical Knick fan.
That's how I was. So D, that's what I was telling you yesterday when I brought up to GI, the Kiss FM, when Kiss FM used to play R&B and rap back in the day, and when they used to play J Boogie, you remember that song by Lisa and Cult Jam called "Lost in the Motion"?
Yeah.
That's where I think that's where a lot of us are as Knicks fans. I'm a part of that. I ain't gonna lie to you, because some days I come on, I'll be sedated, laid back, like, yeah, I understand where we're going. And other days, I'll be mad as hell, right? And I can't help it because normally I'm even kill. Like when we kick it, bro, I'm even kill. I'm as even kill as they come. Some people say, like, some people tell me I don't have a pulse. People tell me that I don't care about nothing. But these Knicks, though, bro. Kev took his headphones off and slammed them down like a 6-year-old and left.
That's what happens when you work at home.
Kevin left.
It's that Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
Yeah. And he had a nice shirt on.
Yeah.
He's looking quite
so can I ask you a question? And this is a dead serious question.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all ready to unplug and stop supporting this current organization? Because as long as y'all do it, it's going to continue until James Dolan dies and is in the ground.
Nah, I ain't great with that.
You ain't going to do that?
Nope.
It's hard. That's hard to, as much as they cause such pain and they don't bring me enough happiness in my life when I watch them at night. Because, I can't be, it's hurting my lifestyle too. It just affects you during the day. When with the way that the team is going right now, and the trajectory is as it's going downward. There's nothing. I'm not getting any joy out of it. And you have those thoughts. You say, I can't follow this team anymore. You just like, I'll find something else to do or something else to watch.
Hey man, I was at Triangle Outlet Center this past weekend, just with the family, hanging out, shopping and stuff. And I went by the sporting goods store, right? And I went up in there. For instance, they had this Knicks bucket hat.
Nice.
Shout out to the Triangle, by the way.
Yeah, they had this ill Knicks jacket. I'd never seen it before in my life. I was mad because I couldn't fit it. I wanted it so bad, but I couldn't fit it. But I just say that because when D's is talking about, all that went out the window. I was just so happy to see some New York Knicks stuff down in Mebane, North Carolina. I was just happy to see some. Let me get some. What I got this? Let me get this right here. All that what you said. I won't even think about that.
Usually it'd be Wolfpack stuff, Tar Heel stuff,
Blue
Devil stuff, Wake
Blue
Forest
Devil
stuff. Yeah.
All Carolina Panther jerseys, Tar Heel stuff. You said it right, man. They had a lot of stuff up in there,
and it lines Dolan's pockets. So he's a happy man.
Dolan got me again.
And he's a happy man, and we're like struggling Knicks fans here.
We're suffering.
Yeah, and we want a great winning product out there. We want we want to see our kids play and prosper from within, but we can't. We just got to sit here and just be frustrated.
You sound
what
like
to do next. Yeah.
Everyone is sounding like that guy or that woman who's in that abandoned building on the floor saying, I'm sick and tired of this. I can do better than this. My life was better than this. I can't keep throwing my life away. And you still get up, cash cans, steal radios to go down there to the pusher man. Yo, man, let me get another hit. Yo, let me get another fix. Let me get another fix. And you gotta you have to unplug. Like, yo, I love the New York Knicks. I'm such a homer that if I play any of the basketball games on any of the game systems, I'm picking the Knicks. And people are like, yo, man, you can pick any other team, man. Like, it's just a game. Now I'm playing with the Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan. But, bro, you can't keep giving me this stepped-on product telling me it's the blue magic, and it's not. Y'all can't keep lying to me, telling me, yo, we're about to do this, and you're not. It's all PR nonsense. It's all PR spin, because that's what major companies do. When something goes wrong, like if something goes wrong with Johnson & Johnson, boom, here comes the PR department putting out a statement. Here comes the PR department running a bunch of commercials saying how much this product is better that they have down the line, from the powder to the lotion to whatever they sell. And that's what the Knicks do to us all the time. It's not about winning. Why Why are you going to hire a guy that knows absolutely nothing about running a front office? Other than, it doesn't matter. We're rebranding. It's no longer yellow tops, it's blue tops. Look, Leon is the blue tops now. And we're like, yeah, Leon Rose has the connections, and he's going to do this, and he's going to do that. And where's his track record? He has none. None. But we fell for the okie doke.
Yep.
Freezy, Day 87 just told me that we've missed a lot of super chats. So
we only got one. It was only one.
Oh, okay.
It's one. It's I highlighted it on the screen.
I
was watching them, and so for the record, y'all, the system has the super chats listed in a different area, and so I see them all before everybody, just about. So, but Paris Duggar, thank you for the generous contribution. Paris Duggar says Brooklyn lost 11 in a row. Are y'all serious? Come on, man. Yeah, so I have them at a place where I can track them.
And then beat Sacramento last night. Said they back.
We back.
Hey D, would you bail on this team?
Huh?
Would you bail? Like, you know, what you take it? Like,
I'll put it to you like this, right? You know, I grew up, you know, providing support for these Knicks in the 90s. That's where I really grew up in. And those were great years.
Mm-hmm.
And those are years I will always remember.
Right.
But I have come to a point where it's like, how long am I going to support this garbage, bro? Don't forget, I watch all the teams in the league, bro. So I watch how these organizations move. I could tell you the good ones for the bad ones, and I could tell you who's doing it right and who isn't, and who's developing and who's making good moves in the front office. I can tell you all that. And I just, time after time, I just see that, dude, what are they doing? Why did they hire him? Why is these players not developing? And it's the same old story over and over again. It's like I catch myself like the movies that, like, you know, like you die and then you loop the day again, right?
Yeah.
It's like that, you know, like, and it's just recycled garbage each and every time. So I'm at a crossroads because I came to this revelation last night with Chuck Allen with this Pepsi Coca-Cola stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you know what? I think I'm tired of sipping this, bro.
Yeah.
I just saw the OKC Thunder without their top two guns that dedicate themselves to development. Forget about the win-loss record. Their team looks way better than our team, and it's not even a discussion.
It's true.
It's not even a discussion.
Yeah.
Don't sell me Kemba Walker. Anybody that thought Kemba Walker was going to do something did not see Kemba Walker play 2 years in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
I did. He doing the same stuff there that he doing here. He would have a little explosion, and then he'll be hurt.
He didn't even have kill mode for a team that wanted to buy him out last night. I would have wanted to see him.
I heard you.
Crush you. Once again, his knee pads are sliding down. It's crazy.
And while this owner is still in power, it's never going to change. Probably, it's just never going to change. And that's a sad state of affairs. Unfortunately, I don't know.
You know, and Ron brought up a point. Well, in fairness, guys, Dolan has been trying to fight to right this ship for a while. He tried to get Masui Ujiri. He knows he's still making money. He brought in Fields and Mills and Perry and now Leon and West. And you forgot a couple other guys too. But you have to ask yourself this question, Ron. Why didn't Ujiri take the job? He was throwing him the most money that Ujiri has probably ever seen working at this. And he didn't take the job. He didn't even think about it, bro. Because it's a mess.
I'll say this one thing, and I'm going to hop off, but I just wanted to share with y'all real quick. These are the squads. I ain't talking about the big dogs. I'm talking about the squads. That's past us. The Chicago Bulls, the Charlotte Hornets, the Indiana Pacers, the Atlanta Hawks, the Washington Wizards. And I got to give a lot of respect and props to this organization because without LeBron James and without Kyrie, they just sent two players to the All-Star game, the Cleveland Cavaliers. All those teams have passed us as the New York Knicks. They have passed us as the New York Knicks fans. They have passed us as the New York Knicks podcasters. They don't pass us as the New York people. Go on past us. I ain't talking about the top teams, the Milwaukees, the Nets, all them Torontos, all them guys up there, those guys. So just by the help of the commissioner having it still as a play-in, that only gives us that much hope because he allows 10 teams to play in. But imagine if it won't no play-in. That's how far we would be from basketball playoffs right now as the New York Knicks organization. And I just want to say one other thing, for any and everybody, and stop trying to prove the people right that are against you and prove to the people that are with you. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that they're right. Point blank. I just wanted to share that right there. And God bless you all.
Thank you, Jay Boogie.
I'll be with y'all in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I got to get in my notebooks, man. I'm trying to finish up this thing.
Stay peace.
I had this cab waiting for you, Jay Boogie, this morning. I was waiting for you.
Waiting for me for what?
The cab.
I had the cab waiting for you.
Yeah, you told Danny Lennon to get cabs yesterday. Yeah,
man, I ain't even waiting out there no more. The last cab I thought was gonna pick me up, try to run me over. he was yelling at me, talking about Jay Boogie, you ain't handle your business.
The business.
Oh man.
Hey, God bless y'all, man.
Stay peace, Elder.
All right,
no doubt, man.
So, why is every team in the NBA got something cooking except us? Why is every team in the league got some young talent, and we have nothing cooking?
I don't know. Yo, D, I'm ready to tear it down, D. Tear it down. Get rid of everybody.
I know the guy, the messenger being real is not the popular guy, but I'm sorry, man. I gotta do my job.
Oh, you're right.
This is just what it is. That's why I was mad this morning, Freezy. Not because we lost.
Nah, man. We always good. We always good, bro. Nah, man. We don't take that stuff like that, bro. We understand that this is a place where Knicks fans come to vent frustrations, throw smart ideas out there, and sometimes we ruffle each other's feathers, right? But the thing about it is when it's peace, bro, we can talk Knicks all day. You be mad, bro. I mean, what? If the Knicks make you mad, I shouldn't be offended. I didn't play last night. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not about that.
So
I got you.
Yeah. So I'm at a place though with I'm conflicted, right? Because as a Knicks fan, I want us to do better, but also as a Knicks fan, I don't want to unplug from the game that I love. Like I loved basketball first, right? And then I loved entertainment, but then I loved the Harlem Globetrotters. Oh. They ain't never lost. Harlem Globetrotters ain't never lost as far as I saw. They were always undefeated.
They could beat us right now.
Yeah. And they'll pull down Julius Randle. Yeah, they'll pull down Julius Randle's shorts and throw a Gatorade cooler full of water in the stands. And Heck Breezo says, at the front office serving prison food, telling us it's Ruth Chris. Yeah.
I like Heck, yo. Heck is with it, bro. He knows exactly what's going on. A couple other guys do too.
Yeah, and so my point is this. I don't want to unplug from the Knicks because I don't want to ever get to a point where I feel like I have divided loyalties. And this is me. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, right? But I don't ever want to unplug from the Knicks, say the Knicks are playing Brooklyn, but as an example, chat, and don't overreact, as an example, right? The Miami Heat would be playing the Milwaukee Bucks. And I don't want to say, well, I don't want to watch the Knicks, man. I'll go ahead and watch that Miami Heat Milwaukee Bucks game. I don't want to ever be in that situation. Right?
Right.
I don't want to ever, divide loyalties like the Knicks are playing the Washington Wizards, the Washington Generals, whoever they are, whatever the Wizards' name, the Washington name is, whatever they are, right? and Golden State will be playing Phoenix, and then I'd be like, well, I'll watch this Golden State versus Phoenix game as opposed to watching my boys. That's me, right? Now, what everybody else does, hey, that's fine, because you know, we all do what we want to do. We all do what we want to do. You know what I'm saying? But as far as me, I don't want to say, start thinking like, is R.J. Barrett really that good? Is Julius Randle really that good? I don't ever want to go there, man. I want to. D'Angelo, you remember when I said I had these complex thoughts, these complicated thoughts?
Yeah.
Right. See, as a fan, and I know this is going to sound basic, but as a fan, we don't ever want to experience complicated stuff. We want euphoria. Make us feel good. Make us feel good.
That's what we want. Yeah.
In a nutshell,
team especially. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all we want. Make us feel good, bro. I spend about $100 a month on Knicks stuff. Easy. And I know some people in the chat are like, $100, that's all? Bro, when you're talking about buying like a shirt, a couple of t-shirts a month, bro, do you know what your closet will look like after a while?
Freezy has 10 closets full of Knicks stuff.
10 closets full of Knicks stuff, right? Short sleeve shirts, right?
Yeah.
Long sleeve shirts, hoodies. And then you gotta start dividing them by like, okay, I'll put orange right here, silver right here, white right here, black right here, blue right here. After a while, it's ridiculous. After a while, it's ridiculous, bro. You know what I'm saying? But my point is I don't know if I'm like, I'll give you an example. And maybe we can talk about this on vibes and stuff. I am terrible at relationships with females. Well, I was, but now I'm super good.
I was going to say, aren't you married?
But before, it wasn't because of my doing. It was because of her doing. She the one that keeps.
It's always their fault. Ain't that right?
It's always the woman.
And so and so what would happen is you get in a relationship and things are not pitch perfect, and I would leave. I'd be like, what? You want to go out on a Thursday instead of Friday? Girl, this is just too much for me, man. I just can't take it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And she's like, what?
Yeah.
Something that small. And it'd be like, yo, I know I said that I was good to go on this trip to Myrtle Beach, but my mama want us to come over there to her house. I ain't going to your mama's house. You know she ain't like me, girl. This is too much for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'm in this weird long-term relationship with the Knicks. And I love them. And they don't love me back.
I love them too. Yeah.
Right? They don't love me back. And this relationship is abusive. Right? Because I am 100% vested in the Knicks. But they are not 100 invested in me or other fans.
Right.
That's right. The love that you have.
Yeah. That's right, Freezy.
Freezy.
Yeah. Yep.
My love started with before they drafted Ewing. I was watching Ewing in Georgetown going at it with St. John's. When the Knicks got Ewing, I was in my glory, bro. In my glory. I've been watching them. I've been watching them through all the years, so I'm not going to give up on the Knicks.
Bro,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, bro.
Got him.
I understand the fandom. I'm with you guys. You heard me say, if I'm playing 2K, I'm playing with the Knicks.
Right.
And the Knicks have probably one of the worst ratings on the game. But I'm such a homer and I love the team, right?
Right.
But as fans, I'm saying we have to step back and look at the organization for what it is and stop hoping for it to be something else. Right. This is what it is. We're not trying to win. We're a company that is out to make money. And all we have to do is be a little good. Think about some of the guys that we hold near and dear in our hearts. They ain't played for the Knicks for no 10 or 15 years. They didn't, start their career. Yo, we love Larry Johnson for a moment.
bro.
4-point play. How long he played with the Knicks? We love
Mr.
the
Chester
we
got one jersey, Chuck. Mr. Chester is 175 years old, Chuck. Guess what kind of he got one? He from New Rochelle, right?
Right.
He 206 years old. He got one jersey. Guess what it is?
Knicks jersey.
No. It's a Knicks jersey, but guess what player?
Frederick Weiss.
No.
Carmelo Anthony.
Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin.
Oh.
Jeremy Lin. He got a Jeremy Lin jersey.
You saw him play them Jeremy Lin clips last night?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Keep your hook.
Insanity. Oh my gosh.
And that's what we hope, yo. We hope we can get one of those again. We hope we can get there again. And they're never going to put the right people in play to make that happen. Because if you're about okay, let's talk about Tibs. Tibs is not an elite coach. Tibs is not from a elite coaching tree. Tibs was on the bench.
Oh, that's right, Chuck. We talked about this yesterday.
Right. He was on the bench with Doc Rivers when Doc Rivers inherited a team that won a championship. That team was ready to win a championship. Doc Rivers goes to the Clippers, and he was trash with Chris Paul.
Second round exit every year.
Every year.
Second round exit. Yep.
This is not like the Greg Popovich tree, because we could have had that guy. We could have had Budenholzer. Didn't Budenholzer win the championship?
Yeah, you could have had Mike Brown. Yeah,
you could have had. It's about.
You could have had Becky Hammonds. You could have had Becky Hammonds.
Yeah,
and from a because the Knicks love PR. From a PR standpoint, the New York Knicks, the most diverse organization, hires the most black executives. Now just hired the first female NBA coach, and they could have ran with that. But guess what? I think she would have done a better job than Tibs, because she's about basketball. She learned from the best. Popovich.
I'm willing to put everything on my life that she would coach better than Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah.
There
you go.
Me too. Again, you're looking for basketball minds, and the office isn't. They're looking for names that is going to continue to sell the product. And we fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. Oh, Tibs is going to bring defense. Tibs is going to bring that old school mentality, because we're still chasing 99, 94, all of those good, gritty Knick team defenses. But it ain't that. I don't want. Listen. I still love the Knicks, but as fans, because I hear the heartbreak from a lot of guys. I hear it in your voices when you talk about, Tibs in aptitude to make in-game decisions, and why certain guys are only getting scraps of minutes when they should be playing. Because if it's about winning, right, and we're trying to build a winner, you trade Julius Randle when you draft Obi Toppin. You don't leave that draft day with Julius Randle still on the team.
Right.
If you're talking about building a youthful team for the future, because you go out and you get as many assets as you can for that guy, so there's not a log jam. Now you can just sign any old guy to be behind Obi Toppin. You can sign any other young guy to be behind Obi Toppin, but you don't do that. I know people want to say, well, we didn't know Randall was going to have that season that he had. We should have never known that, because he should have been traded before that even happened, right? But that's not the front office thinking about winning. It's about, my son is the agent of this guy.
Yes.
And we're going to bring him in.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you don't do that. You don't do that to a guy that you think is going to be something, especially if we're saying, yo, he was SEC Player of the Year, blase, blah, and he could be the next Amari Stoudemire. You make room for him. You don't bring in more shooting guards that haven't proved jack crap. Right. Haven't proved jack crap across the league. but you come and you put them in front of your young guys to get all these minutes,
and you overpay them
big time. Because everybody forgets, we paid Bobby Portis $15 million for one season. He might have gotten that for 2 or 3 seasons over there in Milwaukee.
Yep.
We're going to continue down this path. I'm gonna let you go, D'Angelo. We're going to continue to go down this path until us as fans really raise our voice. I'm not saying go down to the garden with pitchforks and torches, but I'm saying we have to say, all right, enough is enough. Like y'all either going to give me what I paid for, or there's going to be a problem. Because when a franchise is bad, the NBA will step in. Do you remember when the NBA stepped in for New Orleans?
Yep.
They stepped in like, nah, y'all doing something wrong. But they're not doing that with the Knicks because the Knicks know what they're doing.
It's the most valued franchise in the NBA. They don't care.
I tell you,
and that's my piece.
Yeah, I mean, you got in the front office people just, that are corporate and they're just doing their job, just doing whatever it is, but they're not Knicks fans. They're not Knicks fans. I don't think they are. If they get excellent basketball lines like you, Freezy, D, Chuck, in a room, have a forum, talk about what we need to do right for this team,
right,
we'd be on the right path. But there's not guys like you who have that excellent, IQ to say, hey, no, this is what we got to do. This is how it'll get better. What D points out, you point out, Freezy, Chuck, guys like a forum, and yeah, you have to be a fan too. Even though you're corporate, you got to be a fan too and know the needs, and what the true Knicks fan wants. We just want to win. 90% of the time on this podcast, I mean, what we're talking about is negative. I don't want to talk negative about my team. I hate doing it. It would be nice to just talk, hey, you see that last night? We just be glowing about it, We had one good season last year. We were we were like, hesitant. We were like, is this real? We're going to make it? We went on that run, but there's a bigger picture, and we're not nipping these things in the butt to get better and build the foundation. So,
all right. I would say this to that, D'Angelo. I would say this to your point.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the win-loss record was not exemplary, right? Say, for instance, we had a bunch of young kids that we knew were the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were losing a bunch of games. We could still be positive.
Yeah.
Right? We could come in and be like, man, did you see such and such? Man, he looks like in 2 or 3 years.
Some of us would, Breezy.
Right.
Yeah, but.
Right. And I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that too, D-Boy. What I just want to say, just want to do the degrees of viewership is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. If we had some kids and we could see them progress, like who's the best team in the league? The Phoenix Suns. It's okay. Say our young kids played the Phoenix Suns and we lost by 8, but Phoenix had a 25-point lead and the kids fought back and we just lost by 8. We could come on here and talk about something. Did you see the heart that these kids showed against this? You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, yeah.
So
yeah
even if the win-loss record was not exemplary, right? Or if we were a second-round exit team and that was our cap, right? We could get, you know what I'm saying, and we keep getting to the second round, and we keep running into the number 1 seed and get buzzsawed, but we put up fight. We take the number 1 seed to 6 or 7 games, right? We could be like, man, did you see how scrappy this team is, man? They don't ever quit. We could, you know what I'm saying, it'd be something positive.
Yeah.
But we are not that, right? So the win-loss record is not in our favor. We're 8 games under 500. This team does not show fight. We don't see long-term potential in this team, right? We don't have a front office that has a long-term plan, right? We don't see any of these things. That's why even when things should be positive, they turn negative, because we, and I mean Knicks Nation, turn them into negatives. Like for instance, a game we played Oklahoma City last night. We played Oklahoma City. Last night, we probably should have ran them off the floor. And then going into the Brooklyn game, we're like, yo, we playing our rival before the All-Star break, blah, blah, blah. Wrong. Right? So we lose to Oklahoma City in overtime. Now we can't even talk about playing our forever rival in the Brooklyn Nets going into the All-Star break. Right? Because it's not important. Because we're licking our wounds from a game that we lost to Oklahoma City. We couldn't stick our chest out. And we should have beat Portland. We should have beat OKC. That would have been 3 in a row. Going into the Brooklyn game, a rival. We could have been like, yeah, this is our time to show them. Instead, we're licking our wounds because we lost to and I don't want to call Oklahoma City this, but this is what they are. Oklahoma City is in a constant state of rebuild. A constant state of rebuild. Now, did they have a few years where they got some stuff right? Kevin Durant, James Harden, like a 5 or 6 year stretch? Yeah, they did. But before that 5 or 6 year stretch, it was Earl Watson, Nick Collison, them guys, right? So we lost to that team, right? And so we're looking at them like, man, I can't believe we lost to them.
Right.
And Oklahoma City is like, man, I can't believe they hung around with us. They don't never show heart. I thought we didn't have to take this thing to overtime. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Where's Brad Johnson's comment? Brad Johnson says, players like Steph and Giannis would have not lasted here. Curry would have been traded because of the ankles, and Giannis took a while to develop. I agree.
Isn't that the problem?
Yeah, that's the problem that we were talking about because money is more King's disease. Money is more important than everything.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah. Hey y'all. I gotta go so I can get some lunch. I got something I gotta do. Fellas, as usual, man, it's been great. So D Poetic, I'm gonna challenge you. I'm gonna say this.
What's up?
Yo, we need more of those topics that you brought on earlier.
I got you.
All right.
It just came. You know what I mean? Like me and Chuck, we just chop it up, and it just came.
Yeah. We need more of that stuff and less of Tibs sucks. And what else? What else you got? Tibs sucks. Yeah. What else you got?
Randall sucks.
And not that Tibs doesn't suck because he does, but I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? More in-depth conversation.
Hey, Freezy, I got a quick question, Freezy, before you bounce.
Okay.
I agree with D about tearing the whole thing down. What do you think, Freezy? Maybe just keeping Johnny Bryant and Brock Lesnar, or whatever that guy's name is.
Bro.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Hey, man, so my stance on it has always been pick a direction and go. Right, I'd be okay with that as long as we have a plan for how we're going to win a championship. Now, my plan is blow it all up. Right, I'm talking about, and I know this is gonna sound so kiddie, like so childish. But my plan has always been burn it to the ground completely. I'm talking about uniforms and all. Nothing left. Nothing left. It's
a corporate takeover.
Yeah, I'm talking about nothing left. I might even entertain changing color scheme and everything. I'm entertaining everything If it means going in a new direction. Of course, I love the orange and blue, but you get what I'm getting at. I'm talking about everything, bro. Change. No, I don't want any executives left over from this regime.
No.
Right. And I don't. And I would. My thing is, go get you a crown gem or two. Right. Go get you a crown gem or two, and build around them, regardless how long it takes. That's my take. My thing is, go find me a Kobe Bryant and a Shaquille O'Neal, and I'll win you a championship. And go find me a Kobe Bryant and a Shaquille O'Neal. We'll put them on the same team, and I can guarantee you a championship. And I know what most Knicks fans are going to say. Well, they don't come along that easily. Those are. I didn't say it was easy. I said do it.
Yeah.
Right.
And in order for you to do that, you would have to pretty much gut everything that you have in order and just start from there.
Would it be worth it?
It would be better than what we have now. I mean, you and me can have our disagreements about certain details about it, but I mean, it looks better than what we have now. If we started off with what was the two names you mentioned that you wanted to start off with yesterday?
Kobe and Shaquille O'Neal.
No. Yesterday, the real play. You said Donovan Mitchell and who else?
Donovan Mitchell and DeJounte
You gave
Murray.
another name. Oh, DeJounte Murray, right?
Right.
That to start off with, that looks a hell of a lot better than what we've had.
Right.
In 22 years.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Start somewhere and build forward.
So you're sacrificing everybody. Grimes, Cam,
everybody.
RJ,
Everybody.
they're all gone. They're all gone.
Everybody. Wow. Right. We might even throw in Cornerstone Kev, bro.
Oh,
we might even throw in Cornerstone Kev. We love Kev, but if that means getting DeJounte Murray, bye Kev.
They might not be interested.
Yeah, yeah.
They're not gonna like your shirt.
Yeah, and so yeah. And so what I'm getting at is this. To your question, I would say, in order for you to build. Like, for instance, I don't think OKC is 3 years away from winning the championship because I still don't know if they have a crown gem on their roster yet. Right? They have really, 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 really good players. Right? But I don't think that roster has a 19-year-old Kevin Durant on it. You feel me? And I know that sounds ridiculous. Like, Kevin Durant's only come along. Just imagine what I'm talking about, the crown gem aspect. I only attached a name so that you can understand the example. Right? That's the only you know what I'm saying? But anyway. That's my answer to your question.
Thank you, Freeze.
And we all have different perspectives of it. Right. We all have different things to do.
To you?
Is SGA a gem to me? I think he has everything in the toolbox to be it. I've never seen him in a situation where they're competing for playoffs or so it's hard to determine that. But I think everything that you asked for is there.
Right.
He plays defense. He cares. He's not a selfish player. He could take anybody off the dribble. His jump shots got better. He could pass the basketball. He could read the game.
Right. He's proven he can play with other stars too.
Yeah.
Because he played with Chris Paul and Schroeder, right?
Yeah.
He played off the ball with Paul. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's something to him. I just don't know what his ceiling is. Right. But if I'm the Knicks,
he's 23 years old. He's going to be 24 this summer. Wow, man. And most likely, right, they're going to get a top 3 draft pick, right? Yep. And if I'm them, I'm going with Chet Holmgren, if I'm them, because they just love players like that. And I think that would be the best situation for him also. Wow. So you get him, and he comes out looking like a decent player, able to protect the rim, bring him up the ball, making decisions with the basketball while SGA and Giddey are running down the court. That's kind of crazy, bro.
Right.
They know what they're doing, Freezy.
I think so. Well, let me do this. Thank you, everybody, for coming through.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I know that the conversation took a few turns, and that's what we like. Because the main thing we want to do is challenge each other, not be boring, not talk the same thing like Julius Randle, or not just Julius Randle, but that's a bad example. Let me say this: we don't want to have like the same conversation like over and over and over again, because they're dope in the beginning, but when you talk about them so much, you kind of exhaust it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so to have a new topic to talk about, to me, is entertaining. So I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you everybody for coming through. Y'all have a good day, man. I'll holler at y'all later.
Freezy.
Okay,
Knicks after party tonight at 11.
Nice. Subliminal 209.
He was at the Portland game too.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
We have